fought Morgana. Last week we fought Morgana Le Fay with a mixture of diplomacy, cunning trickery, sacrifice, and begging. She left. She had returned trying to take a book that the Beast King had in his possession, but Bigby managed to swap out the book she had for the unbeknownst to Morgana.
She's going to be so pissy.
Yeah. She tried to stab Mordred with Caliburn, losing her left hand as it dissolved into a terrible
Maybe that's why she wanted your hand.
Sludge.
Put it down in your notebook.
Conjecture. In the end, after a lot of threats, she released a powerful and terrible spell that would have killed Bigby outright. Mordred, however, jumped in using their champion's reaction. Mordred died instead. Drizella tried to take Morgana tried to take the sword one last time, but Bigby was able to just hold her off, and she decided to leave.
Decided is doing a lot of heavy lifting. She just was like, "Oh fuck this!" And now.
I did blow her into a ball.
You did blow. Yeah, that's right. You puffed, and you blew her between the gap of worlds. Mother Gothel was able to help Darian and Drizella to cast a ritual, which brought back Mordred using the gauntlet that he had been carrying around as magical payment for such a thing. You spent a few days downtime at Mother Gothel's little cottage, learning a few new pieces of information. Mother Gothel believed you to be avatars of the old religion, like she was also. Avatars are figures who are given a portion of a god's power, wisdom, and memory. She believed Morgana Le Fay to also be an avatar of the three-faced lady, or at least she was. Dame Gothel believed that Morgana had severed her connection to the goddess somehow, likely using the sword. You also retrieved the journal of the Lady Tremaine, which is what the Beast King had, and managed to decode that after some try. Talked about extensive dealings with the Beast King, and had a number of references to an upcoming event known as the Rejuvenation. That book will have a lot more in it that will make more sense as you find out the stuff. I'll go, oh, you remember that from the book. Blah, 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 blah. You're also welcome to check through that. It's quite a dense little notebook, so it's got a lot in it. You can make checks to look through that if you know anything about it. If you suspect something has anything to do with the Lady Tremaine or Drizella's family, anything like that. And finally, you found out that the glass slipper that was a fey compound between Cinderella and the fairy godmother was in fact created by Memphis Cadwallader.
I forget how much you dropped every single session. It's so good.
It's a lot. I'm trying to.
It is good.
I like Evergreen because we get plot every session, which I think is good fun. After a few days of rest, you return to Goback, where you bartered guidance through the ruins of the outer city from a lizard folk woman, Bobby No-Nose, who wanted to steal from an old treasury that had been left behind in the city. You instead seem to break into the basement of Mother Hubbard's cupboard. Mother Hubbard, an old haggish mother who had left the order but remained friends with Mother Gothel. She guards what Gothel told you was called a Fey Trail, a passage that will take you somewhere to friends of Gothel's, known as the Order of the 11th Eye. You've heard bits and pieces about. She thinks that you should go talk to them about what you've seen, what's going on. She reckons they'll be able to offer you quite a bit of assistance if you want to.
You spoke in a rhyming couplet on purpose.
That was the other thing. We spoke on a rhyming couplet on purpose. The Looking Glass activated scrying on Mother Gothel, but you all took a little bit of mental damage.
That was on Mother Hubbard.
That was on Mother Hubbard. You did that. You said a rhyme there.
Thank you.
That's available to you. You've got the Looking Glass. You've also got the staff, the enchantment staff, the staff of beguiling.
Oh yeah, how does that restore its charges?
I'm going to send you the page because it's quite extensive, but the short version is that it's got 3 charges in it. 1 charge to cast each spell. You can also use the charges to heighten a spell you're already casting, if that makes sense. So it's quite a handy little thing. But yeah, so you've got the Looking Glass, which you may have some idea how that works. You've got Shards of the Mirror, in which you can contact Bloody Mary. You've still got Dane Gotham's tooth, so you can use that anytime you want.
Yep.
She kept the ring of objectification. That is the basic thing.
Keen to listen back to this recording and just go.
Do you want
Just hear random banging.
I was going to say, do you want...
Okay. If it breaks, it breaks.
Okay. I was going to say, do you want an iPad? But...
It's fine.
Okay.
Alright.
For now.
Have you got that backed up on Google for when your computer
Yeah.
dies? That's
Good.
all right then.
Good.
I've
Just,
got nothing on here that's not backed up.
I'm like,
Love.
there we go.
Quite
Just
good.
checking the really important things here as
Yeah.
he smashes his computer into the table on a repeated basis, which is, are you going to lose your character?
Fantastic.
Because that's a pain in the ass.
Hmm.
Yes.
So we're actually not going to start in Go Back in Old Mother Hubby's cellar with Bobby No
I'm
Nose.
going to start here.
We're actually not going to start hero point questions either. We're going to do them in a little bit. But first, we're going to flash back to the last day you're at Mother Gotham's house.
Yes.
Just as you're leaving, Dane Gotham has some gifts for you.
Ooh.
I forgot to do this last session.
Gifts!
Can you all roll me a d20 just to determine the running order?
20.
20!
That'll be the only bloody 20 I roll tonight.
11.
11,
18.
18,
17.
17.
Oh,
So
dang.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Classic Mordred.
Drizella.
Mm.
You see, as you know, you're all gathering up your stuff. You see, she also gives you, she gives you some freshly baked bread as well as some, hard tacks and jerky, some travelling supplies, all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As you pack up your packs and that sort of thing, you see she kind of hovers over to you in her wheelchair. And says, Drizella, I wonder perhaps if we could have a private word. Come into the kitchen with me if you would.
No. She goes into the kitchen with Mother Gotham.
You see she's got a little, cast iron teapot sitting, just hovering over a fire on the stove. It sits there for a little bit. She says, I understand you have very little faith in people, it would seem.
An astute observation.
Yes. Some people would feel unhappy about that. Does it
Then-
bother you?
Drizella thinks and goes, not as much as it seems to bother other people.
In a way, I admire that steadfastness that you have. Reminds me of myself when I was before I was as angry.
Alive the first time.
Something like that, yes. I think your evasiveness may lend very well to something I have. And you see, she takes this little, very dark mirror off her kitchen wall. It's the sort of thing that you can see if what's quite close to it, but the back is just kind of lost to fogging. So this will bring out what is within. For myself, it has done something. Morgaus used, I suppose, used it for other things. For you, I think quite a different effect indeed would happen. It is made from a shard of the mirror that you've all carried, though I've put some rather simple enchantments on it that will keep any unpleasant gazes away from it.
Would it be in any way affected by a mirror that contains a person who should not be named that may have potentially been eaten?
And you see she says, I thought I sensed a darkness within you. I'm afraid there's not much I can do for you about that.
Oh no, it's okay. I just didn't want to break this mirror with some weird, I guess, as yet unnamed mirror interaction.
You see she holds it up to the kind of polished metal of the kettle, and you see the reflection of the kettle in the mirror, and the mirror in the kettle, and the kettle in the mirror, and the kettle. And you see she says, the mirror to itself, I think, will intensify the effect, not lessen it.
Okay.
I do not think anything unexpected should happen.
Well, we shall see. So I go. So I take the mirror and I look in the mirror.
This mirror will function as an enigma mirror. I've already added that to your inventory.
Ooh, whoa! Things in my inventory.
Things in your inventory.
Oh, that's exciting.
Rosella, as you look at it, you see not only one version of yourself looking in the mirror, but a second, fainter version of you just standing to the left of you.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Does this give you like mirror image or something?
That's exactly what it does.
Aww.
So you can use this once a day to cast mirror image on yourself. You can then also use it to get a singular version of mirror image on any one target. So you get those two things from it.
So you get two things. So mirror image on myself.
Have a little look at it should be in there and it should tell you all the rules.
Enigma mirror. Okay. Mist fills the glass. Spell DC. Any spell cast is 23. Blah blah blah. After you cast an illusion spell by activating the mirror, choose one ally within 30 feet, and that ally gains a single illusory image
That's so cool.
per mirror image.
So you get anytime you cast an illusion spell,
Yep.
you can do a one-off mirror, one-off illusion
Yep.
for that, and also once a day you get a mirror image spell with it.
Ooh.
That's so fun.
And mirror image is an illusion spell, right? So you can like change
Probably. Yeah, actually, I haven't checked that. I would imagine mirror
illusion-
image has the illusion to it.
Illusory copies of a weapon. What's that? So you can weapon or armor. So is it just the armor tag? Because Enigma Mirror does two. You can choose.
Oh, which one do you want? I actually realize that. Which one?
So it looks like there's two. So that's it. You can cast Mirror Image, which is fine as the spell. But it looks like you can choose to armor an ally by gaining an illusory
Oh yes,
image.
that's the one. It's
So
armor.
it's the armor. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Just checking.
That's
Wow, that's a number 7.
wow.
Wow,
That's a 7,
it's a number 7.
That's beyond us.
Just so beyond Druzella's like. Does the image slightly to the side look like her or look
It
different?
looks exactly like you, but you notice while it moves with your mannerisms and as you would just standing there, it doesn't actually move in time with you.
Ooh.
So it's not an exact duplicate. You see it adjust your mask as you sometimes do, but
Yep.
not at the same time you do.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Love it.
Big bit.
Yeah.
You see, while this is happening, you don't see Drizella return from the kitchen. You see another Gothel come back into the room. And say, Bigby, come out to the garden. I'd rather need your help with some heavy lifting before you go. And you see, sitting still on the floor, 2 or 3 days outside, face down in the dirt, is the cupboard that Carlos made.
Yeah.
As you see, she says, you displayed quite a talent with my ring in binding him in this form. Well done. Without any disrespect, it was more than I would expect from someone who is not familiar with spells. You must have an impressive mind. She says, my arms are rather thin these days. Would you stand it up on its legs, and I'll have it walking aside. Sure. Give me an athletics check. Not a very high DC. 14. You heave and pull, and you see the cupboard almost like lurches itself up as you manage to stand on its legs. You see she then looks at it and moves her hands, and then walks her hands 1, 2, 3, 4, like the legs of an animal, as the cupboard walks along at the same time as it heads off inside. As you see, she goes, "Stop!" And you see it turns around, takes a few steps back to her. And you see she says, "I notice you have a bit of a skill entering places you're not supposed to. I hear from what the Sala told me you were able to get around the keep even without her assistance.
Yes, I can be quite stealthy.
Yes, you might find this helps." You see, she reaches over to one of the doors of the cupboard, and breaks off the handle and hands it to you. And says, "Place that upon a door before you need to go in, and it may open for you." See, this will work as a phantasmal doorknob. I've added it to your inventory already. Have a little look. It lets you. I think it gives you +1 to lockpicking checks, and then it lets you cast. I think it's knock once a day or something like that. So, So that you can shut that other door and it will just sometimes open for you.
Ooh, it's expensive.
Just sell it.
It's 250 gold pieces.
Now that will stimulate the local economy.
And bottom. Just neighbor checks. Oh, I can hit people with it.
Yeah, I think you can like attach it to your weapon.
I can cast Ghost Sound. Which is spells.
That one makes an illusory sound. I know it's pretty much like minor illusion sound.
Oh, okay.
And it has no treasure. Let me just check.
Spell DC, spell class.
Oh yeah, sorry. We're homebrewing yours.
Okay.
Disregard those 2 spells it can do.
Okay.
It's going to be for you. It's going to be once a day knock because usually
Okay.
you need to give this to a spellcaster because you don't have any though. It's just once a day you can cast knock.
Okay.
So you always get that +1. Then once a day you can add an additional +4.
Nice.
So once a day +5 check to open stuff.
Okay. Awesome.
Because Pathfinder's not just going to give you the ability to open a door.
I
That would
know.
be insane.
But yeah, so +5 for the ability check once a day. So yeah, just make a little note somewhere if that is actually once a day knock.
Fun.
Darian, you see Mother Gothel again. Bigby's still outside. You see Mother Gothel again. Comes back into the room. Takes Mordred out the back door, leaving you alone in the living room for a few seconds before she returns in on her wheelchair or on her floating rocking chair that she has. As she says, Darian, you had quite a skill with your spells there in that battle with the witch.
Got a long way to go.
Yes, I wonder if perhaps I could help you along your way. So she says, might I show you an old trick?
Absolutely.
I used to be a little bit better at this, but I still have some skill. And you see she reaches a hand into her fireplace and hands to you and picks up a little burning coal. Blows on the ember a little as you see it glows brighter, 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 and then catalyzes into an orange gem. She hands it to you and says, you might find that rather useful. That works as a flaming star, a greater flaming star. I've added that to your inventory already as well. But you will find that the greater flaming star is good fun. That one gives you 2 resistance to fire, or if you attach it to... Oh yeah, sorry, so Drizella, that's the same for you as well. That's not, it does one or the other. It's you can either attach it to a weapon or attach it to your armor, and then it gives you the effect depending on what you do. So you choose which of those 2 it does, whether it's armor or weapon. So similar, so if you attach it to your armor, Darren, you get 2 resistance to fire. If you attach it to your weapon strikes deal an additional d4 fire damage. And it gives you a... resistance is 5, and then the damage is d6. And then also, you can cast Fireball once per day.
Nice.
Which is just as fun in Pathfinder as it is in D&D.
Awesome.
In fact, I think it does more damage.
Just got it.
Yeah, 66 fire damage for Fireball, but it has a range of 500 feet.
God damn.
So you can Fireball from a long way away.
So it's the greater.
It's the greater version that you have, yeah. It's a little bit hard to read in Pathfinder, but if you...
That's very fun.
You might need to add those effects manually, but
Yeah,
that should
I will.
that's not one of
I'm
those.
just trying to remember.
Awesome. Mordred, you see Gothel takes you out to the back of the house, and you see sitting in the ground where it was dropped by Morgana, no one has touched in the last few days, Caliban. This short sword, this strange blade with fractures through it, crackled handle, almost looking displaced in ways. You see she says, Mordred, might I have a word?
Yeah.
What happened during that fight? It was very strange. It was when your mother tried to wield the blade. I've not seen that before in the time I've been its keeper.
You spoke of the blade not wanting to be wielded by people who didn't want to wield it or weren't worthy.
Yes, but usually that happens as you saw with your friends. They just cannot hold it. That was something else entirely. I have a theory. Would you lift the sword for me?
Yeah. I'll go and.
You see, you wrap your fingers around it, no charisma check required, you pull it out of the ground. You see, the blade is not tarnished by a single speck of dirt.
That's good.
You see, she looks over for a second, and just a little smile on her face as she says, "Incredible. I believe that sword has chosen a new keeper."
I don't know why it would have chosen me. I don't wield a sword much.
No, perhaps that is the reason. It knows you will use it only when necessary.
You have my word, I will.
So she says, "You owe me nothing of the sort. I would, listen to your heart and listen to the blade. Tell me, when you were here last, I spoke of your mother's family, the Pendragons.
Yeah.
Do you know much of them?"
I know that Morgana was part of the ruling family in Camelot, which was news to me.
Yes. That blade comes from there.
You told me last time that it could only be wielded by people of that family.
That's what I believed, yes.
I'm not of that family. Morgana, she found me.
That is strange indeed. I do not know everything about the sword. It is from a realm. It is from a branch of magic that is alien to me. There is one who would know more. You could find Wizard Merlin.
I know my friend wants to find Merlin anyway. Do you know where we could find him?
I do not.
Is there anywhere we should check?
So she says, I think wherever he is, he has been in one place for some great time. I have wandered this world much with my cottage, and I think I would have found him by now if he too was traveling.
We'll try and find him and figure out what's going on with the sword. But before we leave, I wanted to give you this, and Mordred's going to produce the embroidery that he was doing last night, which is an image of Morgause.
Lovely.
And he says, I'm sorry for what happened. I'm sorry that we took Morgause from you, but maybe you can keep her memory alive.
Yes, she says, it is very kind of you. I will stay out here for a moment. Would you hang it in the kitchen for me? There'll be an empty nail in the wall.
Yes.
And heads back to you.
I'll
As you-
put the sword.
And as you head into the kitchen, you see Drizella standing there, holding the mirror. As you can the hook that it was there from. You see it, centrally on one of the walls of the kitchen. A very, very precious spot in a small house.
No.
Does anyone do anything? I know we're kind of in a flashback, but is there anything anyone else wants to do just before you left Mother Gothels? If there's anything else you wanted to ask her, anything like that? Cool. You see, as the four of you head out, you see she comes back out in a chair again, just sort of wave you off and goes, "Oh, Darren, come back."
Ooh.
So she says, "I hear you're looking for an old friend of mine, a wizard, lost some 20 years, Merlin."
Can I repeat the his between here and here?
Mm.
I forget the exact quote.
Yeah, we'll pull that up later for other reasons. I'll show you then. But you see, she says, "Interesting. I don't know what I know not what he would be doing in that part of the world, but I certainly know where I've looked around. Could be something to find there. I believe I have found who may have been the last to speak with him on the day he disappeared. I have reason to believe he visited the Erzatz University in Rings.
Oh, no.
If you could speak with their dean, they might have some knowledge of then before we joined the party, everyone else all met at that university. And the dean, Narakoza, was a dragonborn. So definitely some of the rest of the party
We had to go there to hand in Matron's thesis. Which was a shame.
You see Mother Gothel leans over and says, she would not share the information willingly to you, but give her this, and you see she hands you an old-looking leather sheath with a symbol you don't recognise and a dagger in the sheath. So she hands you and says, take great care with that. It is a relic these days.
Ooh.
Okay.
What does the symbol look like?
What is the person's name again?
Dean Maricosa.
From.
The Ersatz University in Reims.
Give it to me. So I don't forget it's mandatory.
Hand you that dagger. Do you have anything else you want to ask her or say to her before you head off?
Not particularly.
Cool.
I will say, I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Let me see what she says. Your friend's, the tooth I gave to your friend should still work.
Enjoy the tea.
She smiles and she says, do take care of your travels, darling.
I will try.
I fear something watches you from far away.
Ooh.
I would not be surprised.
In Memphis.
Take care.
Oh, one last thing.
Oh, yes.
Have you ever encountered the Jinn by any chance?
You see she nods and you see she says, I had dealings with them in my past life.
I'm yet to have dealings with one, although there's a rumour from when I was a small child that my father may be one. That's why I was quite interested in ring investigation.
You see she says, indeed. The magic I use for that is very different to how the Jinn work. No wonder. Hold on. And you see she gestures her hand after you a large kind of bedside trunk, big chest on legs, walks out the front door, sliding between the doors just to fit. Turns there, the leg opens up. You see she reaches through and she says, "You say a rumour of your father, dear. This may be able to help you." And you see she pulls from it a small thing of twine, at the end of which sits what looks to be a needle. It seems to be very dull at the end rather than sharp, just a small piece of metal. You see she says, when the wind is still and your mind is quiet, hold this out and it may show you the way.
That's cool.
It finds our family, or some of our family.
Okay.
Though it will only work for those who have rather extraordinary parents.
Well, all of you guys. Did you find out if Morgana's your mum or not?
Do you mention Mordred all while you're there?
I will, but it'd be a passing comment of I will try this. Do you think it would bring some truth to the rumours that Mordred is perhaps not Morgana's son?
And you see she shakes it and says, what Morgana became, she did after she herself was born. This will show parentage that is and has always been magical and extraworldly in nature. And you see she holds it and you see wind blowing around.
Wind is still, mind is
Clear.
clear. Okay. Use it.
She says,
fine.
for myself it would do nothing either. My parents were of famous and renowned, but simple folk at the end. If your parent is a djinn, this may show it to you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
So she closes the trunk and it wanders off again.
More drop itself. Go. Yeah.
Right. That's a little flashback. You
Fun.
head off, you wander down the road, you arrive at Go Back, you meet Bobby No-Nos, you get a drink, you get convinced to go onto this trip with her. We are going to jump right to the...
Hero point questions.
We're going to do that in a moment. Right to the cellar of Old Mother Hubbard, where a fight is about to break out, so you all know.
Oh, great.
But first, hero point questions.
Just so you know,
Yeah,
I've,
for sure.
I've put Aristotle in now and
Awesome.
added my extra cantrip,
Cool.
which is a combat cantrip. So just
Ooh, what cantrip is it?
protect companion.
Oh, yeah.
So the idea is my owl goes and lands on your thingy and gives you a little shield.
That's cool.
Do you just conjure Aristotle, or what do you
I
like
would
do
get.
that somewhere?
I think we talked about it, but I would get Mother Gothel to help.
Oh yeah, for sure. We can say you do that in downtime as well.
Yeah.
In fact, I know we're jumping around a little bit, but this is good fun.
That's alright.
You would see that when you talk to her about a companion and having mentioned Merlin and that, you see she again digs through that same trunk and pulls out what looks like a lock of hair with a few feathers in the end and kind of braided knots through it. You see she plucks one of the feathers out and says, "Feather from an owl, you may know. One Archimedes."
Oh, that's cool.
In my younger days, I spent quite some time with her. And so she would put that on in the middle of the two of you sitting, casting that ritual, and would fly out from the clearing and sort of land on the feather as it would disappear, become part of the creature. Does your familiar talk? Have you taken any abilities to have it speak or anything like that?
Kind of. So it's got actually what's exactly it's called touch telepathy. So it
Okay,
can't
cool.
talk, but if it's contact with someone, it can
Yeah.
speak to them.
Amazing.
I also gave it
What's
the
your
restorative
companion
familiar Aristotle.
Yeah.
I gave it the restorative familiar trait in fire as well.
Yes. Cool. Remind me, restorative familiar, is that just that it regains its health?
No, it can restore. It can give up some of its animating energy and heal you
Very cool.
to 1d8.
Yeah, awesome. Alright,
1d8 times half your level.
very cool. Alrighty, hero point questions. What are your earliest memories? Giselle?
Oh, Drizella, yeah, Drizella's is easy. Drizella's earliest memory, she would have been probably 3 or 4, and sitting by the fire on her father's lap, and he's reading to her, and she likes to think that it's the book, it's Wuthering Heights that she carries with her. It might not have been, it might have been, I don't know, Where is the Green Sheep or Spot the Dog, could have been anything. But that's her earliest memory, is being read to by her father and feeling safe.
That's so lovely.
There you go. Every now and again she comes up with lovely things. It's rare, but you know.
Someone? Anyone? Come on.
Alright, I'll go. Mine's the complete opposite of that.
We like the balance. Yeah.
Mordred's first memory is when he was about the same age, 3, 4. He brought back a bird with an injured wing. He brought that home and he brought it to Morgana, and he said, can we help it? And she told him no, and he had to leave it outside. And then she locked him in his room, and he watched from the window as night fell and creatures started to circle around it and took the bird.
Wow.
That was Morgana's lesson about the cruelty of the world.
That's terrifying and awful. I think we have to play Morgana even darker. Big Bang.
Sorry.
Big Big's earliest memory is play fighting with his older brother, but like in their animal forms, but they're like little cubs.
Aww, that's so cute.
And then and my brother would always overpower me. I don't think I ever want to fight against my brother.
I love that. And Darren.
My earliest memory was at a halfway house as a very, very young child. of me and a friend of mine getting the cane because we tried to help someone. And by helping them, we were drawing too much attention to ourselves in like the society itself. Like the police got involved or whatever. We shouldn't have helped the person we helped, even though we were just being kind. And so it started like my innate dislike of what do you call it? The authority. Yeah.
Love. Very cool. Very cool. Incredible. Back in the present, can I get an initiative roll from everyone starting off right in the middle of things?
Oh, nice.
I'm going to use stealth.
By all means, you are in a hole, so you can do. Mordred,
28.
8. Drizella,
16.
16. Darian,
18.
18. And Big B,
27.
27. Alrighty. Mordred, you are up the top of the order.
Okay.
You see that you have crawled through these sewers. Bobby Nose has cut out a hole in the top, climbed out, and then you hear sounds of a scuffle.
Signs of scuffle.
Yeah,
I've got
like the
dark
sound of
vision. Can I?
So the problem is that you're physically below the hole. So you'll have to.
Alright,
currently
I'll
you
move
have
my
sewer
first
underneath this,
action.
and then,
Ooh,
about
do we have the
15
sheets?
About 10 foot above you. Sure, do you crack it open?
Just so I can see exactly what action I'm taking.
Top of the floor. There might be in
Okay.
there now.
Et voila. I only have 3.
That's alright.
I
I
think
think
that
Anna's
is
got one.
Yeah, I've got one.
I guess.
So yeah, so you've got so you're in a kind of sewer tunnel, circular, a little bit of water on the floor, and then there's 10 foot above you or so is the hole in the room that you can see here.
Can
So
I
you've got to
climb?
get-
Use the climb action.
Yeah, you can try to climb.
Is that going to be athletics?
I think it's always athletics for climb.
That was a nat one.
Mordred, you go to climb, you jump up, grab the edges of this hole. You are in big heavy armor, and you just
No.
top pulls off. You land on it, unfortunately, on a critical
Okay.
fail.
I'm not going to waste another action. I will shout out above. I'll say, "Bobby, are you up there? Don't fight without us. I'm sure we can talk this out." Can I roll a persuasion?
Yeah, go for it. Just the
Would we know this is Mother Hubbard's place or not yet?
Not yet.
Oh my god.
I'm not going to be mean and be like, you don't know, you accidentally kill old Mother Hubbard. It's going to be pretty obvious pretty
That's a
quickly.
17.
Okay. 17, I don't think will be enough for Bobby. Not enough for Bobby. You call up,
That's a 1 and a 2.
as you see Bobby calls out, "Quit messing around down there, we got someone with knives!"
Can I try and can I
That's
see-
1, that's 2, you've got a third.
Can I message into Bobby's head?
Yeah.
And then I'll say, "Bobby, we're not messing around. Please don't get involved in anything. We can talk this out."
You sure can, you send that will affect their turn, but I'll let you try diplomacy again if you like.
Yeah, that would be great. Surely I can roll better than a 1 or a 2. Nat 20
Nat 20.
for a 35.
You hear the sounds of a scuffle stop quite abruptly as you hear, someone taking some heavy footstools as you then hear, "Come on, I'm just a little guy. You wouldn't be a little guy. It's my birthday, please." As you hear Bobby cowering and whimpering, or not whimpering, but cowering at the top.
Fair enough. That's my turn.
Awesome. Bigby, mechanically, that is your turn. If you want to take any actions immediately, you can, but otherwise, there's more noise going up on top. Do you want to jump to action, or are you going to sit for just a second? You won't lose any mechanical stuff. This will get you full
Do you mean, do I want to just sit and listen for a little bit? Or?
I tell you what, they're going to start talking. If you want to act at any point, just talk over me.
Yeah.
You hear another voice, not Bobby, saying, "What are you doing in my cupboard? I keep all my stocks here. This is one of the best places in the city. I will not have people digging in through here. Who the hell are you? Who are your friends down there?"
I'm going to grab my rope from my gear
Mhm.
and tie it to
crafting check for that would be, and that's 1 to get the rope, 1 to get the arrow. So that's 2 actions, unfortunately. It's quite taxing too.
We're having bad
That one?
starts
That
here.
one.
Gotta get the bad rolls out early. Bad rolls out early. Cool. You go for that, and you realise this is just not going to work. The rope is too thick. The arrow is just going to slide off the second you do it. You need a totally different approach.
Okay.
You can try again, but
I will.
that's your first 2 actions.
I wonder if I can put these 2 pieces together. Can I make a check to see if like Bigby's figured out that this is Mother Hubbard's place?
Give
I
me-
made the joke about the cupboard earlier.
You did. So you've
It makes
actually
sense.
seen.
He said he was like, or Bobby Nomo said they were going to take us to.
And we saw Mother Hubbard look down at us.
Yeah,
You saw
and
her-
I saw her in.
And you saw her in the thing. So I will actually say you do know that this
Okay.
is the person you're looking for. You do know this is Mrs. Hubbard.
Okay, I will call out to Mrs. Hubbard then and say, "Hello, Mrs. Hubbard.
Now I know.
Apologies for trying to break in. My name's Joseph Bigby. We're actually in search of you, and this scoundrel has fooled us into thinking we were breaking into a bank with a no victim situation."
Love.
Sounds stupid, but it's what we do sometimes.
That's the big bit that started well. Can you give me diplomacy?
Sure. That will be a 24.
24
Yeah.
is enough for this Hubbard. That is, both of these people have agreed to listen out. If you want to, and this is anyone who disagrees can change this, the fight can end there. Does anyone on their turn want to take hostile actions?
I
towards
do want
Bobby
to take
or-
hostage.
Wonderful. Good to know. Darian, your turn.
Okay, I want to climb up this thing.
Yep, it'll be climb checks or athletics. Unless you've got some other way to get up 15 foot.
Athletics, that's 15.
15 is exactly what you need.
Oh, I would have been able to get.
Climb up. Yeah, it's
Okay.
not. It's critical 1.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You drop your 6th level of success.
What was this guy's name again?
You've got in the room at the moment. You've got Bobby No Nose, who is the lizard folk woman who's tricked you. Bobby is up there,
Okay.
and then you've also got, as you come up, you see Mrs. Hubbard, who is an older woman, sort of
Oh, I love it.
very homely clothes,
Okay.
with a very
I-
unhappy face.
She looks
She's
lovely.
terrifying.
Yes,
I am. I'm
she's
gonna,
also got a like an iron skillet over her shoulder.
Oh no,
We'll
not a
just go
baking
flashback to
tray.
the baking pan.
I'm gonna stare at Johnny and sorry, Bobby, and just say,
Go miss, go miss.
"You fool! What have you got us into?" I'm all for taking from the patriarchy or whatever. Yeah,
The patriarchy.
No, not the patriarchy. What's the word for the
Aristocracy.
aristocracy? There you go. That's the word I was looking for.
That's alright.
I'm all for stealing from the aristocracy, but Mother Hubbard of all people, and I'm going to cast fear.
Yeah, that's a will save.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say scram
Crit fail, so
Scram.
frightened flee.
and fleeing for 1 round.
And flee. Oh, awesome. Drizella, did you want to do anything on your turn?
I'm not taking any hostile actions. I'm listening to Big B's theoretical attempts at negotiation, and I guess Darian's sort of attempts at distancing ourselves
Yeah.
from the person we came in with.
You see Bobby just fully jumps down the hole, lands, gets back up, and just running back down the tunnel. just going, gone.
Can I just bow to the
Just
Mother
gets
Hubbard and say,
killed
"My
by
apologies,
bird
Mother
creatures on the way back.
No, don't say that.
You see she kind of raises an eyebrow at you and says, "Get up, get up." And says, "All right, how many of you are down there?"
There's 4 of us total. 3 of us down here. 1 of us up there.
All right, you all get up. You, what's the deal?
The deal is, he promised to take us to you if we would help him steal from this vault.
Bit clever,
A
little
little
clever.
bit clever.
Bit stupid, but all right then. And I suppose you're all here for a very good reason.
Yes.
Yes.
Jane Gothel sent us.
Oh, I'll make you some tea then. Come on. And you see, she says, I don't have a ladder or anything. I'm not trying to get out of the hole, but that's your business.
Can I try another athletics check?
Go for it.
God.
Alright, that's 28.
You just up, easy.
The little cloak with the raven feathers.
Crit. 20.
Yeah, you all just,
This is
with
really
no
great.
difficulty at all, just stand and jump out of the hole. She goes, right, well, I can see why she sent you then. You'll have no trouble making the journey. You see, she says, right, let's sit. And you see she sort of it brings you over to this small table down here. Looks like this is kind of a cellar crossed with a study sort of space. There seems to be a ladder to a larger house nearby. She gets you all to
While we're still in the cupboard, can I just perception check as to what is in the cupboard?
you don't even need to make a perception check. You see crates and crates of like food, long-term supplies, grains,
Is
rice.
she a prepper?
And,
You can
and
ask.
can I also cast detect magic as well?
I'm just going to see what the
Yes.
girls.
Yes.
Yes, I don't think you know where it is yet.
No,
Cool.
not quite on that.
Yes, and looks like defensive spells. As far as the type of magic goes.
Can Mordred say, that's a lot of food you have. Do you help supply people with food?
You see, she says, occasionally, when they need it, I'm preparing. You see, got to be ready any day now.
For
There's Sundrance, of course. When that goes down, this city is going to be one of the best places to start fresh.
why do you say that?
Not a lot of people here. Lots of buildings for shelter. The monks will, do what they do, provide a little bit of stability, and I'll have plenty of food to help out the town as it begins again.
Have you been through a sunrise before?
And you see she goes, hardly that old. You would know that Sundrance are like the last one was about 250 years ago.
It was just the way she was speaking. It was as if she knew. I was trying to
overdue,
glean
so-
some more information on
Mhm.
why you would stay in a building in the middle of the Sunderlands, which moves where the clearings are.
Yeah.
You see, she says, you ask me, this is what we should have been focusing on for years now. That's why I fell out with the order, but that's none of my business. Right then. Let me
You
guess.
fell out with the order?
Oh, the Kruthic Covens and I never really saw eye to eye. Once they made me a mother, well, let's say I couldn't agree with their top priorities.
Which were?
Let's see, she says,
Yeah. My food.
is that the food?
Our food is
Lovely.
as well. So.
We'll break exactly at that moment.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I like it. I like the idea that there's Sundrance preppers. That's so fun.
Just, big casks of ale and water and rice and grain and all sorts.
And all traps on all the doors so no one can get in.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't know what we're making the journey towards.
To secure that hole.
Yeah.
You've given her a new project. She's going to just start filling the sewers with cement.
It's the whole room. I can probably teach her some stuff with my architectural.
If you want to build a bunker, let me tell you. I'm surprised Bigby isn't a doomsday prepper.
I've never really had one specific spot for long enough, I think.
That's right.
girls' pizza seems to have stalled.
That's
It's like put it in a car. So.
Oh, that one at Ashgrove.
No, no.
It's
It was Domino's put that into it. It's fun.
Dire start.
Just that
Yeah,
is
this one is. Yeah, that's
We'll break
fine
now.
now. I want this in a wrapper.
Revealed, Mother Hubbard has just revealed to you that she is, camped out. She believes the Sundrance will be with us any day now, and she has been preparing. She says, she feels like this is the most important thing right now, and that, she's fallen out with the Kruthic Covens, the Order of Witches, because of that, because she align with their beliefs. She was made a mother. She left. She was no longer a mother, hence her title of Old Mother.
I
Old
like it.
Mother Hubbard.
Old mother.
Anyway, you see she kind of sits you around the table and says, but anyway, that's all politics. The question is, of course, what can I do for you? You're looking for I imagine you're here for the Fey Trail. And you remember, Mother Gothel said that to get to the Order of the 11th Plague, you have to go through this thing called a Fey Trail that it seems like Miss Hubbard guards.
Yes.
Yes, we're looking for the order.
You see, she sort of knows what she says. Did Gothel tell you what this thing is? I didn't think so. She likes leaving that to me. See, she says, tell me, you ever found yourself wandering and ending up somewhere far, far from where you started?
Yes, but it involved a mirror.
You see, she says, they're not mirrors, these ones. These are holes in the ground. Natural looking, about wide enough for someone to go through, not very quickly though. They show up from place to place. Witches used to call them Fey Trails, others call them rabbit holes. I've heard some wizards call them Nexus Points.
Nexus points.
They're a bit outside of my understanding. But they take you from one place to another right quick, she says. One of the reasons I picked this city is it sits right on top of one of them. Leads to the township of Pebble Creek, underneath the glade of Reams. Way back over the ocean. And I will throw up a map right now.
We're near the Maricosa. No.
So you are currently in Go Back over here. Reams is this glade here.
Wow. How long is this tunnel?
You see, she says.
Yeah, it's going to be
To walk
bad
through
shit.
It takes about 30 seconds.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Are these like magical hotspots throughout the world? Are there other tunnels as well?
Many.
Many?
You see, she says. The one you're going on, you see she takes out a map. You see, she says, the one you're going on, hold on a second, is part of a series. They seem to be in sets. I don't exactly know what that means. I thought this would be very clever and easy, but it's a little bit fiddly. Give me a moment.
Well, that's awfully convenient.
So I'm just trying to get my little map I've made to work. There you go. You see, she says, it's a little hard to see. You see, she says, this one runs across the river over to here, and it's part of another 3. One of them runs east, heads to Stonewell, all the way across the river again. 2 more head north, in different parts of Camelot. So she says one of them goes to Port Nair, if you're familiar with it at all. Horrible place, don't recommend it. Never good for my skin when I go there. And the final one runs up to Marsgate. You see she points to it. I'll move that back for her. And you see she points to one runs up here, the other runs up all the way to this one, top here.
Oh, so they all centralise in rings.
You see this, she says, they always have a centre, a borough, I call it.
Mm-hmm.
Is this one at the university, or is it?
Nah, deep underground, in the Underdark, as it's called.
Oh,
Let's go on
God.
to it all again.
It's a large
Why am I worried that we're going to like Alice in Wonderland or anything?
There's a dwarven city there named Pebble Creek. This one opens up in a tower there. She does. Now, this is only one of them. I know there's at least 3 others. I think there might be more. But finding them is not easy.
Do you know who controls them or knows about them?
See, she shakes her head. See, she says, I looked for it back when I was in the back with the hags, and as far as they know, they happen by themselves. Seems like they move with the
They
clear.
move with thunder.
Looks like it.
It's, smarter people than me. Is that a star sign of any kind?
Ooh, that's fun. Not
It's a
that
bit
I
hard to see on that
recognize
projector, but it's one goes to there, and the other one goes all the way up to this
I
one.
don't think it is.
it.
It would be so cool if this whole thing was just like constellations and they move with
That would be so.
It
Maybe
is
the sun
interesting
goes
that, like that range is also where
Yeah, the Horned King.
So, like, and there's
Conjecture.
all these burrows come, and it's also underground.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're drawing from his power, maybe. He
Ooh,
warps
or
reality
conjecture.
slightly.
That would be fun. That would be very fun.
Or it's set up so that when he comes back, he's got easy access to the world.
Yeah.
Do the tours
Tuath
Dodana have like
that's how I pronounce it.
Dwarf.
Tuath.
They don't have like associated constellations, do
No, not that I'm aware of.
They probably do. Yeah,
Okay.
they?
Fine then.
that's new law.
That is new
That's
law.
not pretty established, but yeah, they would be the Dwarf Donna and then some of the other gods have constellations set up. I mean, the same that we have like the zodiac.
Yeah, I was thinking like you have the archer and the
Very much. You can give me a.
Can I pocket library this?
You can use public
Can
library.
I
probably
use
a
fortune telling law?
fortune telling law will be occultism will be the other one we can do. Maybe nature,
Oh, that's brilliant. What will this check be?
occultism,
Occult?
That'll be
or nature.
18.
31.
31.
That'll beat it.
Mordred,
Is that
you do recognise this does look like a cluster of stars in the sky, but Darian, you were able to point out, that this is in fact the Magus constellation.
Ooh.
This is my constellation.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not.
Yeah.
Why? Am I going to be humming as I go through this? Where was the place that Merlin was supposed to be?
He is around here. So he is south of the river, north of West Fortress.
I was thinking like Magus maybe is at the point of one of them. Anyway.
But we'll get at that, but we could take the one north and that would get us a lot closer.
You see, Brother Hubbard says, now, are you friends with the old orc who came through here a few days back?
I look at Big B.
Wouldn't quite say friends.
Yeah, it didn't seem like the type who had friends.
We had some disagreements, but I don't think I wouldn't call us enemies either.
And she says, well, he headed through, seemed to think that on the other side, some of his other friends were staying there. Don't to think who he keeps that he calls friends, but anyway, on the other side of this one, there's definitely other people, so be ready for that one.
Yeah.
None of my business, of course, who
And
they
I think
are.
they were
but,
connected to the Order of the Elemental.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did you...
you're
Is
right.
there going to be someone on the other side that's going to be surprised by our...
He used it. He went through. He knew it was here. He knew how to use it. He went straight through, didn't even need my help.
Okay.
So I would wager he and his friends know about these. Might even be they know about more than I do.
Okay.
Well,
I'm going to ask her... Mother Hubbard, do you... How do you let people use this? Do you tell people about it? Is it a secret and only those that come searching for it get to use it? What's the...
These sorts of things are difficult to keep guard of. It's not near here. It's quite a walk away, and I don't like to keep watch on it. So I don't go around blabbering about. I keep a few magical enchantments around there. Tell me if anything big comes through. It happened once or twice, but usually I just keep an eye. I'm not spreading the news.
Have the ways been used for battle in the past or anything like that?
Hard to say. I haven't found any stories of that. I've heard tell of a wandering wizard. Been wandering for years and years. Apparently he knew about it. A one-eyed wizard.
oh no, the Pilgrim.
Oh.
Oh, that makes sense.
Supposedly he knew about it. I met some other wizard types once who thought he might have made them, but they were talking something beyond my understanding. I like practical magic myself.
I'm not one for books myself. I like what I can touch and feel.
Well, you'll feel this as you go through it, I'll tell you that much. It's a bit like a kick in the back of the head.
What can we expect when we go through them?
I've been through this one once or twice. It leads out to a sort of, not a castle, but a big sort of building called Magson Hall. Magson's the family what lives there. Now, I haven't been through it in a couple of years. I don't much see the point. Don't too much care for dwarves or respect given. Strange peoples.
I'm sure they're worthy of respect.
Oh, absolutely. Respect, absolutely. But if I have my choice, I'll stick to myself and my keepings. Thank you very much.
Fucking racist. I think there's value in going outside yourself and making friends with the wider community.
Perhaps. Listen, the dwarves have been underground through every sunderance we've had past this. You see them helping out their wider community, bringing stuff topside for us after the thing? Of course not. Never heard of. They keep to themselves, and I'll keep it like that.
Looks like they've sent them additional rando snacks.
Oh, good for them.
Oh, they always do that to apologise to them.
Mordred doesn't like Mother Hubbard very much.
Do you see?
I don't know. I like Mother Hubbard.
Yeah, you would.
I'm feeling the Mother Hubbard vibes. I kind of want.
Sorry.
It's like set fighter stuff. I kind of like want to see what's in the cupboard. Like I want to go and hang in her prepping.
So you're in the cupboard.
In the prepping cupboard.
Yeah, this is the prepping cupboard. So
Well-
you're sitting around with big sacks of like flour, grain, pickled preserves.
Can I investigate? See, like just in a nonchalant, not burgling, just interested in how one preps for the Sunderance.
Yeah.
Other than food stuff, is there anything interesting in this cupboard?
Yeah.
Can I also, while she's doing that, read the psychometric resonance of
Better not destroy
the
Mother
room,
Hubbard's
pretty
cupboard, 'cause
much?
Mordred
the objects in the room?
Yeah, that's right.
Try and
After
sense
the
one
finger
motion.
issue.
Does that usually require a check?
No, it doesn't. Just a minute.
Alright, cool. Give us a investigation check just in terms of choosing an object.
18
18.
on looking through the cupboard.
You kind of
Just
go through-
dinner.
You see, lots of grains, lots of pickled preserved things, a couple of things that look like they've been, ground into a paste and put in airtight jars. But you also see like lots of nails, horseshoes, hinges. Looks like lots of things that would, you'd need like a working forge to make. That there's just got in bulk and stores.
Okay.
Lots of like chains and hemp rope. Things with like thick canvas fabric, stuff that would take quite a lot of work to make.
Yeah.
Since just be stored here in bulk.
Nice. I like
You
it.
see, as you're kind of looking at these sections, you need a snack, love?
No, I am good. Thank you very much for offering.
Mm.
Your organisation skills are quite impressive.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Little hobby. Important work, but kind of loses the wind. I started this particular stash 10 years ago now, and well, I'm sure it'll happen any day, but difficult to keep up. But
Have you had previous stashes?
So she says, "Oh, I've got a few set up around the place." That's
Do
how I found these originally. I was digging out a storage room up north in Port Neuter, and
Fell in a
suddenly
hole.
Suddenly, I was in the Underdark. But I think Go Back is the best of the bunch, at least for what I'm doing.
Do you ever have issues with expiring goods or vermin?
You see, she says, "Well, you got to cycle it through, you see, because you don't know when it's going to happen. You want lots of stuff to keep that'll keep for 6 months. So that crate of apples there, I change out every 6 months, and they go
And
bad.
then what do you do with the leftover food?
Dump 'em. Well, by the time they rot,
Could be
Can I
fertilizer.
perhaps recommend something?
recommend away.
Is there a halfway house in Go Back?
No, there's barely half a house in Go Back. And you know, Go Back,
Oh, yeah, that's right,
Go
that's
Back
right.
is mostly ruins. There's the little community around the ziggurat in the centre, but where Mother Hubbard's living is like, deep in this ruins of the city. There's very little around.
Okay.
Hence
Well-
why I need the guide.
Perhaps you could go through
Yeah.
the what do you call it, the the hole,
Mm.
and
Go whack a bit.
yeah, your
Might
near rotten fruit to those who are more needed.
I can't say I've offered near rotten fruit to the dwarven lords on the other side, but I tell you what, that apple barrel's only a week or two gone. Why don't you take it with you, offer it to them, and we'll see if we can set up an exchange. Eh?
You're gonna start trading.
No, I was meant to give them to the homeless kids, but
You're going to do rotten apple trade.
I don't
It's
know
like
if I have much
Valdez all
room
over it, yeah.
but like,
Now, it seems we're coming across my problem as well here.
Do I think I can ferment these slightly overripe apples?
God.
oh, we can
I
make
mean, with the fermenting kit, you could, yeah.
Mother Hubbard, do you have a fermenting kit?
Of course I do.
Yeah. You could preserve these apples in a drinkable form.
And as she walks over to a barrel about...
Nice.
Dum, dum. I've got 6 months' supply here, at least.
May I try that?
She goes, that's the emergency stock, but I keep a fresher one up top.
Thank you.
And you see, she says, yeah! And you see a broom with arms opens the hatch and wanders down. Dum, 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 dum. As 2 or 3 others come down with one of a cast couple with kegs as they all pour out the things and walk back to the steps and close the door behind you.
Love it.
She says, please try and see.
I think Disney
Various
peaked at Fantasia.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You see, there's various glasses and mugs and that all with this apple cider.
Nice.
In it that you're all welcome to drink from.
I'll definitely try that.
I'm trying her apple cider.
It's very nice. It's quite like it's strong, but it's very nice.
I will definitely drink more than my fair share.
Mordred has one sip of it, and then he gets flashbacks of the ball and just stops.
Oh!
I would really
We're
like to
gonna
see a
go
modern day
into the
Disney
Underdark.
Coach 2D flash animation.
As you
tell you.
That'd be nice.
Like just a blast from the
This
past.
is real trippy. Am I real? What hallucinations is this? Or is it just is the Underdark just trippy?
You drink, and you see she just kind of talks at you about her process of storage, preparation, her thoughts on what life immediately after the Sunrise will be. We cut forward to about an hour as you see she talks about the 6 month to 2 year transition period is really the key for all of this. At that point, you need to start establishing your long-term non-replenishables, forgeries, animal breeding, husbandry operations. If you can find chickens, we're fine.
Do you have any theories on what you think the elites are trying to do during the Sunrise?
You see, she says, I see, here's the trick. I can't imagine any of them have the time to actually think about what needs to be done. I reckon they've all got half-baked plans, at best. Senrans, in a lot of ways, is the great equalizer.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
necessarily agree with that.
I'm going to ask her and be like, so what do you think the Sunderance is? What causes it?
No idea.
What if I said, I think it's the elite?
And she kind of squints and says, what do you think causes the tide?
The moon.
In the context of a medieval science level of understanding of the world, what do you think causes the tides? Darian can believe it's the moon.
Look
if
how
you
that
like.
jumps over the moon.
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh yeah, well that would totally do it. Oh yeah.
You see, she says, why do the leaves change at the time they do? Why do the grasshoppers know to sing when the sun goes down, even if they're in caves? There are things we don't understand, but the world moves. It's cycles and waves. I'd like to see the king who can change the tide, or whatever elites are changing the central. I think that's out of even their hands.
Do you know of a man, a creature goes by many names? Memphis Cadwallader. Who else do we think? The fairy godmother.
Tobias Gold?
Rumpelstiltskin.
You say that aloud?
Probably.
You see the spigot at the bottom of the big, tall barrel just
Oh,
goes
no.
and flies off the thing. And the table just starts.
Drizella gets the spigot and tries to put the spigot back
You
in.
see the wood has fully cracked around
Uh-oh.
Kicked off.
Oh no, I'm going to be in trouble again.
And you
That's
see
like
she
2 weeks
gets
in
up
a
and
row.
As you see, she goes off. By the mother! Oh, and you see she goes around, and you see she's.
Maybe it's gone a little bit too far.
She goes, hang on, I've got this one. And you see she waves her hands about and then touches the end. And you see the ale coming out, just freezes in place.
Nice.
So she goes, oh, they didn't make me a mother for nothing. Alright, let's see.
I apologise.
And says, that's all right. You see, she kind of grabs her chest and says, that was not a word I'd use lightly, that last one.
Alright.
So she says, I can't say I've heard of them, no. What? They sound like nothing to mess around with. What do you got yourself there? Demon? Pollywog?
Unclear.
Can I bring out the contract?
Yeah. So she looks over and goes, what fucking idiot did you get this off of? We see pulls through several pages. And goes, yeah. Oh, that's all of you. Oh dear. You know,
No, that's awesome.
next
My new
time
favourite
you get people
NPC.
something like this, I'd take that to all wizard, hag, witch, druid,
If we
school headmaster, anyone who's really,
if we
one of them.
if we'd have bought that to you prior to potentially signing it,
Yeah.
what would you have said?
Don't sign it. you've read the triple folded clause, yes?
The triple folded clause?
The triple folded clause, yes.
No.
Oh
It's a
no!
very old trick. And you see she folds the contract shut. It goes 1, 2, and then turns around and says 3, and you see an entirely new page of incredibly small, just point after point after point after point. She goes, triple folded clause. Oh, wonderful. And you see she says, right, well, I'll hand that off to you and gives it back to whoever was carrying the contract.
I think it was.
We all have our own copies of it.
Wonderful. Hands that back and says,
What's on
Oh,
the
what's on the other
What's
side?
You see she picks up and says, well, things you might be aware of. Penalty of finances upon each occasion which the signee eats cheese. Let me have a look. Failure to acquire key items shall result in the impinging and continuous employment for further operations.
Oh,
Yeah.
Whatever you've agreed to do, I'd do it quickly and get rid of this thing.
Oh no.
and now we
It's
can't.
forever.
Yeah, we can't. Because we gave the ring to Mother Gothel. Who was being kind to Mother Gothel?
Yeah. That's
Never trust a
I had
fairy.
all three of them.
You see,
Never trust all fairies.
me accidentally turning somebody into a pile of sand pales into insignificance with the fact that Bigby gave Mother Gothel the ring and doomed us all to eternal servitude
To
to
be
Memphis
fair,
Cadwallader.
I think we are all
Maybe
equally
we
liable
can
for
kill it.
signing the contract in the first
No.
Probably not.
No, Drizella's not taking that. You know, in terms of the who should be feeling bad about stuff, it's Bigby.
place. Yeah, Bigby.
Mordred's like, quite frankly, I'm just confused by all of this.
You see, she says, this one might be of your immediate attention and points to, you see, number 176. The signees shall not, for a period longer than 35 days and 36 nights, remain over a body of water on a boat, floatcraft, or similar object.
Okay,
You see, she says, I wouldn't go on any long sea voyages.
good to know. Well, lucky we found these fake trails then.
looks like me. That's what the last.
Is the Underdark a different plane?
They're living on the edge.
I mean, we're up here, they're down there.
Because we're not allowed to travel to a different plane by
Oh.
our contracts.
Oh, no, you're fine there. That's more outward. I don't suppose any of you have heard of the First World.
First one.
The First World. The stories go back long ago, but the clearings and the woods weren't always tangled up. That something happened that brought two of them together. Supposedly the First World was the place that used to be the clearings.
Oh, and the second world is the forests?
Exactly.
Is there a third world?
Some say the third world was the dark forests. Some say not.
What happened to bring them together?
Lord,
Hard to say. That's old. We're talking back before the first Sundreds.
So the Sundreds happened because the worlds collided.
Or did the worlds collide because of the first Sundreds? They're good questions. These are the sorts of things the hags like to argue about once you get beyond being a sister. It's all headache.
Maybe
And then how's the horn
is like a
generated?
glitch because
They're not
fitting
quite
together.
synced, yeah. It's like a magical overlay.
Kind of, whoa, it's badly
Is
up.
this like magical tectonic plates, but
Yeah.
on a massive scale?
Yeah, magical tectonic. I like that.
Are we doing science in Mother Hubbard's cupboard?
Yes.
Like,
You see,
way
you
ahead of...
sit there and discuss, philosophy, history, the Sundreds. She pours you another round of drinks. She's just, at this point,
Aristotle will
it's-
absolutely be nodding.
Why
We're just
say
trying to keep up.
And then he just eventually nods off.
I'm loving the fact that there's bad, homemade cider and horseshoes, and we're going, so, could this be a collision? It's very
And then by my
Copernicus.
third glass of cider, I really do believe that the cow jumps over the moon at this other tides were.
Wonderful. Perhaps there is an even larger cow jumping around the whole world, if such a thing.
Yeah.
And that's what moves the woods.
Absolutely.
Is it not the giant
Whoa.
sea creature that pulls the waves off the shore to put the blanket on the other shore?
No, you're both wrong. It's when naughty boys do the wrong thing.
Of course it is. Everything is where naughty boys do the wrong thing, is it not? All things.
I mean, that's obviously where the night comes.
Do you, or have you heard of a tree where everyone lives? In a tree.
I
You're going
have
to
known
so-
people who live in trees.
You're going to so regret the tree where the
Oh.
people live and the people of the tree. In Everdrift.
Let's see if she says that. Let's see if she says. Oh, Everdrift.
Oh.
I've not been myself, but I work with people who did.
Oh.
Were they ever adrift?
What they used to say: the wine and the secrets flow like the secrets of the wine. Some bullshit.
She's vying with King Louis. It's my favourite NPC. King Louis is up there. I have to
Sneeden's
say.
my favourite, I think.
Oh yeah, Sneeden was up there. Yeah. In fact, that whole dinner party was pretty epic as far as dinner guests go.
You see, she says, you didn't sign those contracts there, did you?
No, we
Oh,
found
good.
them on the road. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
What would you say to someone who had signed such a contract?
I would say find out what you need to do to get out of it, and then distance yourself from wherever it came from. Don't look back. Don't leave anything. Burn anything you were wearing while you signed it. Take extra care.
Mordred looks at his embroidered cloak and
See, the way these things work, any sort of deal you make with a friend, they ask you something tiny first. Pass the salt. Lend me a hand with carrying this thing. Walk with me over this way. Then they get you something you can still do, but that seems better. Go get this, that, and there from across the other side of the lake. Go marry a prince. Something big, but still in sight. But that's when they get you. Because in that thing you can still do, they leave that little hook. That little hook of, if you fail, you're mine. And that's how they get everything. If you do the thing, you're fine. But otherwise, you get one thing after another that you can't quite do. You'll do enough that it'll still help them out, but not enough to leave their employment, if you want to call it that.
we're doomed.
Good. Sounds like working
We're
for
doomed.
Queensland Health, really. Is that not? Thank you very much. Or Queensland Education have one yourself.
Yeah,
Is this
I
not?
think that's how it works.
That's how it works, isn't
Yeah.
it? You can just teach this one class of year 7s. You can do it.
Yeah.
And then you can try the year 8s. They're
We
not
should do
that
a
bad.
presentation at the staff meeting. We need you to run the English department. Anyway, see if there's, There are other ways to break that kind of a contract, of course, but they're more difficult.
Like what?
Well, if you kill the person you made it with, you're scot-free.
Oh,
That
I
sounds
would
good.
love
We're
to do
not.
that.
We're
It
not
does sound
killing.
like
We're
a
not
lot of
killing
work.
Memphis. We're not killing Memphis.
Why?
He's the devil.
He's a dick.
But he can still be reasoned
He-
with.
Oh.
He's the reason, apparently, that I am like this.
I'm sure it can be reversed.
Can be reversed, actually.
Yeah, by killing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That would
what
be a
it
good
was.
start, anyway. It's certainly not going to get worse if you do.
Very few things get worse
You
with
know
the
what I reckon
removal
would
of
be
evil
really
people.
effective? That sword that you got right there. Probably right through his heart.
This sword is for destroying evil. We're not
Yep.
killing people with it.
What?
He's not a person.
I
He's
mean-
the devil.
It's like Drizella's had 3 or 4 ciders now. She's like, hold on, Mordred. The sword is for destroying evil, but not destroying evil people.
Well, it's for bringing peace, and I think killing people.
We
is the
would
worst way to
feel-
keep peace.
We
think
would
that
feel
you're
very
right.
much more peaceful if we were no longer bound to this contract due to the demise of the evil that conned us into signing it.
You've
With
been
that-
talking with those children of the father, it sounds like.
Children of the father.
Oh, monk types wander about the land, refusing to do harm, getting out of the way for ants, that sort of thing.
I think I'd like to meet these people.
Yeah.
Oh god, not more of them.
Ant warriors.
Oh, you didn't even give her him the idea of the ants. Now he's going to be bloody taking longer to walk places.
Mordred becomes very aware of any bugs in the room.
This is a sealed environment.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Permanently sealed.
There's no bugs in here.
Absolutely
No,
no
evils
bugs
in
in
this
there.
flower.
Locked up.
Okay. So how does this is the kind of conversation that you have in a share house, in the cellar of a share house, on 3 or 4 homebrewed ciders.
I've had one, so.
You've had one, which is
Which is
plenty.
plenty.
Which is plenty. So how does this sword destroy evil if it doesn't destroy evil people?
I mean, we destroyed the Beast King's anti-seed with this without killing him.
We turned him into a table.
Covered.
Cupboard.
He's
Sorry.
not dead, though.
He's a cupboard.
Cupboard
Is that...
can be brought back.
Oh, I'll
Is
be like,
that... Hold
Mother
on.
Hubbard.
Mother Hubbard, is
No,
your
right,
cupboard...
that's
Is your cupboard...
With cupboard and cupboard.
Oh, God! We've just been polite.
Will saved, he said.
You have been waiting for us to meet Mother Hubbard.
You're the worst.
What we did, Will save.
Will saves.
28.
Success, so that's... 28 is a fail, so 11.
20.
20 is a crit fail, so 22.
Oh, shit.
11 is
Yeah,
the
that's also
mental damage you're taking.
Yeah.
This is like the easiest running tablet. So
As you see again,
Hmm.
heat just emanate. You see one of the contracts that's still kind of laying out on the table after Mother Hubbard read it just burns a square underneath it. Anything this heat just radiates out. The waves in the air you can just see are hot. And so she goes, "That's unusual."
if you're ever in need of a table with doors, if you know what I mean, like a chest with doors, you know,
A
like
chest with
like
doors?
what we're in, you
Um,
know, like yeah, if you ever need one of those, Mother
they-
Gothel
Should have
has a
just
beautiful
turned
one.
into a chest of drawers.
Yeah. If the old mother would like a cupboard that may or may not, is this cupboard,
I'd call it more of a cellar, really, but yes.
is it actually a person?
They have to be a big person.
She
Should
kinda
be a
looks
giant.
around
And are they
says-
being held against their will?
I mean, I talk to it occasionally, but no. I tried an animating spell.
I'd
it's
like
the
to do
brooms,
an
but it actually-
architectural
Does
law
it-
check to
Yeah, by all
confirm.
means.
Oh, confirm it's not a person.
Yeah.
That's a medicine check. how are you going to do architecture law
'Cause
on a
it's-
person?
I'm inspecting the architect.
This is what happens when you get drunk in a
28.
cellar.
28, you're pretty confident that this is in fact a cellar.
It's not magically created. It's just
No, it seems to be been dug out. The
Yeah.
brick is all,
Okay.
uneven. Mortar's
So,
not quite perfect.
Should your cellar
Definitely.
ever require a storage unit with
You're not going to get it because we're going to talk to the storage unit and get them to
with
do
personality,
themselves.
He might be missing.
previously of royal lineage, currently residing in Mother Gothel's hallway, maybe with a lamp on it, but useful for storing horseshoes and linen.
I think that's enough cider. And you see the broom at the corner looks over and
Takes his cider away.
walks it off up the ladder again.
Do you think if someone left a cold drink on that cupboard and it created one of those permanent rings, when he gets turned back, is that gonna be a patch in his hair?
I thought we'd do. I thought Darian's
Darian's
engraved
Yeah.
it with Missmaker's Union,
Yes.
badly,
No, it's barely an emu. It's like
like a
a
bad
scratching.
tattoo,
Yeah.
That's gonna be annoying.
like a
I
better
wonder where it's
dawn
gonna be.
schoolie's tattoo.
Yeah, like a tramp stamp.
Oh, God. I was more thinking like an arm tattoo or something.
That would be funny.
Terrible.
It's just right.
I've got this really sore patch.
rising up.
Yeah.
I've got this really sore patch here that I just can't explain. And I can't quite see.
I don't know why I've got lower back pain from being a cop at the same time.
Oh dear.
Oh, the feelings.
Okay,
Okay, so how do we kill
Mother
the devil?
Gothel has got.
How do we get to the tunnels?
The tunnels are
Yeah.
through the flooded section of town. I'll take you in the morning.
Okay,
You'll need to cross some
I've got a terrible
forgotten
headache
water.
now.
Gotten water.
Yes, it's not a nice bit of history, but
Is there stuff we should know about, and is it better to hear it when we're slightly tipsy?
there's things in the water that have no form.
There's always
They
things in
take
the
what's
water.
around them, push it together, and crawl through them. Mostly seaweed, sometimes old things that people left when the flood came through.
That sounds gross.
They're not nice. They're not nice. Usually, they don't bother people too much, but sometimes they're hungry. In which case, they might try and go in for a bite.
Can you talk to them?
Oh god.
I don't think they're really a them.
I'll bite him back.
I'm just imagining drunk baby. I'm gonna bite him back.
Oh dear me.
Do they taste like mirror?
They are a bundle of waste and refuse in the water.
Oh, gross.
Doesn't
Yeah.
sound as good as mirror. Can one catch diseases?
I would say so. There's an old temple of the mother and father, very, very old one, back before the last age, back when this place stood. It was mostly forgotten, but after the flood of 41, it's been left. That section of the town was never drained or fixed. And you know the flood of 41 was when Misclap, this one city that connects the inland sea to the outer sea, blocked off their passage that they had and didn't know that caused an enormous flood that just flooded everywhere along here and then also everywhere along the bay. Big thing that would be in most people's mind. That happened about 11 years ago, so Big B, Drizella, you would have lived through that and had memories about it, most likely. Darian, potentially too. More should be a bit on the outside.
Okay.
The city got flooded back then, never really bothered to be fixed, and whatever was left behind there, the hopes and the dreams of the people who lived there seems to have turned sour. But nothing I'm sure you can't help. And you sure turned that lizard to run away earlier, so I imagine hopefully you can do the same to them. But once you get through there is a door into the ruins of the temple, and at the back of the temple wall is a great crack leading to the Fed Trail.
Is that a goldfish on her shirt?
It's more like a it looks like a flower pattern.
Yeah, it's got an eye.
Does it?
Yeah, looking at the.
Oh, it does too. Yeah.
This. Sorry.
An eye like there.
Yeah.
You can see on the projected one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to see on the projector. What? It looks like a goldfish.
Yeah, it's called a goldfish.
Yeah, it's a bit random. Sorry.
Oh goodness me.
Mordred asked, do you have anywhere we could stay? We haven't been in Go Back for long.
You see, she says, there is no shortage of empty houses in Go Back. We've done up this block to be mostly sustainable, filled some holes in the roofs, that sort of thing. I mean, you can set up your campers wherever you like.
Okay. Shall we do that and wait until morning?
Yep, that sounds good. I've got a terrible headache.
You see, she says,
In real life?
No.
Oh.
After saying the cursed name. Or no, it wasn't the cursed name. It was the rhyming dickwit. Yes. Nitwit.
Dickwit, nitwit?
I did not say that.
You all head up. You see Mother Hubbard's house is,
Mother Hubbard?
Mother Hubbard's house is, as you exit her cellar that you've been in the whole time, you see her house is surprisingly, normal little kind of.
Yeah, you
thatched
never
roof,
expect
2
the
floors.
preppers.
Oh,
They
yeah.
look normal from the
They
outside.
do. Yeah. My whole job's in the walk amongst us. One of us almost certainly knows a prepper. Crazy. Anyway,
I wonder what percentage of people are preppers.
I reckon it's high. I reckon it's like 5.
I think John would go on, judging by the behaviour in the not significant cyclone, which is why Caitlin came to work with me.
If I can ever afford to do it, I'll follow it.
There we go. Done.
We found one in our
They
midst.
walk amongst
You just want to like
To be
break
clear,
glass
no hate
emergency
for
like
preppers. No
fucking
hate
like
for preppers,
crossbow,
just something I
right?
don't
Like
understand.
No, I don't
you
understand.
gotta have the crossbow in the glass, like that's in case of zombies, like or that axe,
You all take a rest.
Can we heal up from that damage we took?
Yeah. You hit rest on your thing, so you most will get your hit points back.
Yep.
If you want to do healing activities, you can do that too. Although you're not under any pressure, so you can just go back to top.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to, roll me a d8 to see what your dreams are like that.
All of us?
Anyone who wants to dream, or not. That's more of a your players making choices than your character.
Is this a reroll if you get an 8 situation?
Yes.
No, not anymore.
Okay.
I found better rules. We'll do Drizella first. So Drizella, you got
4.
a 7. A 4?
4.
You are sitting on a grand throne. You see a crown of gold rests upon your head. There is no face on it. Ancient withered hands grasping the throne, holding it as tightly as you possibly can, clinging to it for dear life. As you hear footsteps, light, slow, considered. As you see a young woman, brown hair, looks to be maybe 16, 17. She walks up, takes a dagger, and plunges into you.
Ooh.
And you wake up. No mechanical effects from these, they're just dreams. As well as you might, as well as
Just
anything else
dreams.
that Drizella might dream of. Derek,
That's what happens
7.
when you drink dodgy alcohol.
7. Darren, you see reams and reams of paper, and you're going through, you're looking for something. You can't quite find what it is. But you're looking through these old weathered pages, yellow, crumbling on them. A few of the pages you pick up and they just fall apart. They're so old. Others you look for, trying to find the faded ink on it, moving your scaled hands over them as you look and look and look. And then you find it. Your own name written down with a circle around it. Big B. Did we roll
What
a
colour
roll?
are the scales?
Yeah, 8.
It's a dream. 8.
Furies.
Big B. You are. You're on a date. You're young. You're Big B in this dream. Did Big B have like a teenage crush or anyone like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, you've got up the courage. You've asked her out. You are, kind of walking into town with her. And, picked her up at the house as you would. But as you're walking along, there's this stone in your boot, and you're kind of trying to kick your foot so it's no longer underneath you. But every step you feel it piercing into your foot a little bit, and it's uncomfortable. You're trying to listen in and save them, but you just can't pay attention. Footfall, pain. Footfall, pain. The words of the person you're on a date with just drowning out and out and out. When suddenly you step down and no longer is a stone into your foot, but a knife. And on the ground you see your brother has lunged and stabbed you in the foot as you're walking. I'll move away from you. Mordred.
7.
Must be your
Seven.
brother that
Mordred, you stand in a great long hall, crimson banners slowly moving in the wind of broken windows, and standing at the far end, an old man, blood dripping down his hands, grips a long sword as he takes a slow
Does it
nod
look like Caliban?
and then collapses.
Okay, it's all making sense now.
Alrighty. The next morning, we wake up. Mrs. Hubbard provides you all with some breakfast. You see,
That's nice.
pan-fried bacon, couple of eggs, a little bit of, cut mushrooms or a fried cabbage or whatever people want. Served with, again, another little glass of that ale, this time watered down, it seems to be. As you see, she says, "Eat up, you'll need your strength to make the crossing."
Have we seen a dog around Old Mother?
Indeed, you do that. You see a very old, sort of like Great Dane sort of thing, big, brown, droopy ears, skinny as anything, kind of sitting there at the door, huffing and panting. You know that thing old dogs do, and they're just constantly out of breath.
It's me, I'm the old
I'm
dog.
going to ask the old mother if she has a bone for the dog.
You see, she says, "Of course I've got a bone, but he'll earn it when he does his day's work."
I would like to give the dog a bone.
I am watching you.
I'm
I
watching you.
do not want to lose any more fucking hit points with you and your nursery rhyme malarkey. Just so we are clear.
You and your nursery rhyme malarkey is a sentence I didn't think I'd hear.
You and your nursery rhyme.
What does malarkey even mean?
Nonsense.
Trouble.
That's what I assumed.
Tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Like, I've been through my exciting temporary hit points based on stupid
It's like a
fucking psychic damage. Like, I managed to get through 2 battles without taking a hit, still had my 10 HP and all the bonuses, and then you lot and your fucking nursery rhymes. Sorry. Drizella has a raging hangover.
Incredible.
Had bad dreams, which is definitely cider and probably cheese.
Mordred wakes up and goes to clean Caliburn, but it doesn't need cleaning, and he's like,
Caliburn, you could leave in mud and dirt, and it's not a speck. No, it is always nourishing.
Do you recall what the sword and the stone look like?
I don't know exactly what it looks like,
Like-
but that one's Excalibur.
Yeah. But in comparison, I thought the 3 pieces made Excalibur.
They do, but there's the 3 swords, which are Candlevench, Excalibur, and Caliburn, and together they make the original Excalibur sword.
So the combination also has the name Excalibur,
Okay,
and
that's
also
one.
one of the 3.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do we know if they each have a unique appearance and what their appearance is?
Yes, it appears. I think Caliburn looks plain, and from what I've seen, I think Excalibur looks more ornate.
When have you seen Excalibur?
I saw it in a vision.
Oh yeah, you would have done. So yes. So Excalibur has a gold dragon head handle. Caliburn looks fairly plain, but has kind of almost like disjointed parts in the handle and the crossguard. and then I think the third you know nothing about.
Yeah. Okay. Except that it's missing.
I'm gonna have to figure out what spell keeps that so clean so I can get it.
absolutely.
Especially if we keep going in bloody sewers.
Yes.
Drizella pulls out her collection of sharp implements and smiles. They don't look clean.
Alright. Let's go.
You see Mother Hubbard, after you eat, leads you through the ruins of the city. You see there are occasionally things like wild cats and a few people who give like hear you coming and just move away. You see from the distance, but generally it feels like moving through more of like a rocky mountainscape than it does a city. It's quiet. There's the sounds of animals and the wind passing through the buildings. Ruins all about you, and you eventually get to the edge of the outer false wall and into this area near the river that is just completely flooded. And you see she picks you
West
through.
End.
Yeah, very much.
Stone's Corner, yeah.
It looks like this. So this place flooded a decade ago and just was never really cleaned up or fixed. Still murky, mucky water. Still water in huge parts where buildings have filled up and never been drained. Growths in it, plant life, fish that swim about it, moss-covered buildings underneath the water's top. You see, eventually she leads you across, kind of picking a trail and so you see she's laid down some bridges by the look of it in some places, and leads you to what looks to be a grand church that has fully fallen onto its side as you walk along the wall up to the edge.
Ooh.
You see a very old thing. You see carvings of a man and a woman often holding hands. The woman holds a glass that overflows with water. The man, what looks to be fruit and vegetable in his arms. And you see this great fallen over church as you walk on what was one of the spires. Various rocks in that other part of the church, and then over here, what looks to have been like the second floor of the church that has fallen a great distance. It is still mostly intact. You see, out here is right near the river. This water beneath moves quite quickly, moving kind of this direction, and just the rush of the rapids and the rearing against rocks makes quite a bit of background noise. You see, she has to raise her voice to speak to you as she says, "It's over on the other side of the rocks. This is where I leave you. Once you get through to that door on the other side, get it open, head through, and you'll see an old mural. At the base of the mural, there's a crack in the rock. Crawl your way through there, and you'll find yourself where you want to go."
Thank you.
She says, "You've been excellent company. If you're ever in Go Back, do stop by."
Mordred will shout back, I hope you stay safe during the Sundance.
And you see, she says, "And to you all as well." And you see she starts to head back fairly slowly. Looks like she's not too interested in watching you make the journey.
Fair enough.
But kind of gives you a chance to say anything you need as she heads off.
I'm going to take out my shield and sword.
Yeah. We are going to roll initiative for this because there's a lot of environment effects.
Oh no. Oh, it was a net 20 on my...
I may have updated the codex with some newly invented diseases that Drizella knows all about. It is unclear whether Drizella actually knows about these or whether her thesis is turning largely into a work of fiction. But she's not convinced that the guys at Reams would know either way.
You know, you're the Chinese lab. You just haven't unveiled these to the world yet.
It's well known. This
Give
shit's
us
known. This
Oh
is like
my
the
God,
prepping
Did
equivalent
you just
of...
write that then?
I know, I've written this. I've just uploaded it.
I was going to say.
Give us.
No, this is-
initiative,
what
either
do you think I
perception
do at
or
work?
athletics.
Dirty with the
Like
crit.
run the hospital.
Oh, I can use
Dirty?
athletics.
With a
You
Yeah.
can use athletics.
God.
Does crit help for
Yeah. Not really. If
No.
it breaks a tie, that's all.
one?
I'll tell you what. I'll give you an extra action. Not always, but this encounter, you can have an extra action for a crit. That sounds fun.
I never roll a 20, so I was quite excited by my
20.
20,
15.
20,
Right,
15 for
totally
Gisela.
meh.
And Mordred.
31.
31.
If I get to use athletics.
Haha, suck shit.
Insane.
It's still going on.
Yeah.
Mordred's ready to go.
That was bold.
I mean, I woke up
With
pretty
his
good
kind
after that
sword.
cider, but-
Yeah.
Born is steeped in blood.
Sword of kindness.
This
Yeah.
is a very big map, so saying I take 3 stride actions towards the towards the thing is a very acceptable turn, especially when it starts. For your reference, from where Mordred is to the end of that first rock is 70 foot.
Okay.
Okay.
So from Mordred to that rock is 70 foot. This is a big map.
Yep.
All right, Mordred, your turn.
Mordred, having pulled out his things before we started, he'll say, "Stay close to me. I'll test whether the rocks are solid," and he'll take 3 stride actions to move as far as he
Absolutely.
can.
You got 25 on a stride.
Yes.
Are you heading towards this rock or this path?
Oh, let's stick to the right, I think.
Right, sure thing. 25,
Looks close.
50, 70, 70 gets you to...
I'll go to the end of the...
Yeah, 70 gets you to the end of the rock. You
God,
can
that's a big
stretch
map.
and jump. It's huge. As you start walking along there, this horrible, rotting, salty smell, like beached seaweed or rotten meat all mixed together starts to fill your tongue, starts to fill your nose. Can you give me a fortitude save, please?
No. Not good. 13.
13.
Yeah.
You become sickened 1
Oh, God.
and slowed 1
Oh, no.
as you are just retching from this horrible sound.
Oh, God.
Slowed 1 and sickened. Not sickened 1, slowed 1
Yeah, I've added those.
and sickened 1. Lovely.
Gross. Yucky.
It's absolutely horrible.
I'll say... Hang on, does Bigby have... Oh, no, you've got earplugs, don't you? Not
Yeah.
nose plugs.
Could just plug in my
Yeah, I'll say... You may want to watch your smell. There's something that smells really bad here.
Like it's clear, like something has either died here or there's something. This is not like a normal sort of bad ocean smell.
Okay.
Darian, that is you.
Yeah, I would like to take at least 2 strides and see where I get to.
Yep. So 50 gets you to the end of the church here.
Yeah, I'll take the 3rd stride.
Just down towards where Mordred is.
Yep.
Awesome. Fortitude save, please.
That is 26.
26 is a success. You smell it, it reeks, but you're able to like hold your stomach. You are not mechanically affected by it.
Mordred's just like...
As he sees you like barfing, he just goes, "I see you haven't had the stomach of a street rat near the docks."
I imagine you have eaten things that smell worse in your time.
Most likely.
I'm just imagining how that would smell. Alright, who's next?
Next is...
Not us, I'm guessing.
Who's to say? Who's to say?
There's something in the water.
Who knew? I don't think we know that. I think we can strongly
Mordred,
suspect on a map
28
this size.
to hit.
Oh, shit.
Because of my sickened condition, yes.
Can you please make me a fortitude save?
Mordred's gonna have a bad time here. 20.
So that's a success. So no effect, which is good.
Okay, good.
And also, hang on, I'll just resolve all of this before I narrate. Fort saves is currently only +9 to fortitude saves. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Oof.
I've got bad saves.
Sucks to be second, or just generally.
I've got pretty low fortune in this place.
That'll do it. Oh, that's a crit success.
Oh god.
You see, just from below the water, this arm is the wrong word, this pseudopod, this roughly limb-shaped concoction of seaweed and dead fish and detritus just reaches out and wraps around your leg, pulling on it enough that it nearly dislocates your leg, taking 15 bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
As you are then grabbed and immobilized from the grapple effect.
Cool.
sorry, you're grabbed, which automatically implies immobilized. You can't move.
Cool.
You hear these things grabs you. You feel this horrid sting as it grabs you, and you can tell that fortitude save that you passed, you were fighting off some sort of horrid infection.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That one is just there in between the rocks. Bigby, that is you next.
How far away is this thing?
Or can we-
From Mordred from me?
Quite far from you to Mordred in a like, as the crow flies, is 70 foot.
Fantastic. Okay. I would like to. Draw my bow.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to devise a stratagem, so I'll take one action to increase my attack roll and attack. So will you, pulling the bow out is going to be an action, I assume?
I'm happy to say that you armored up before the fight began, because you were expecting, Hubbard warned you that there are things in the water here.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Okay, so it's going to be a 27 to hit.
That would be a critical hit in terms of armor class, but this thing is immune to critical hits. But you see this large blob, you just hit it, strike it sure and true, but it doesn't seem to matter where you hit this thing.
Okay.
I'll tell you mechanically, so you know this thing has a low AC, but crits won't do much.
No.
So any abilities that you have that trigger on a crit still trigger, but you don't double the damage. Does that make sense?
So, so I have a couple of abilities with that. So I've got deadly, so that means it goes up to a D10 instead of the D8.
So the deadly
That's
effects do trick, do work, you just don't double the damage.
Okay. And then the other thing is, if the target is adjacent to, if it's adjacent to a surface, it gets hit against it.
It's adjacent to the rock, but it's also immune to being pinned.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
It's a big old blob.
Yeah, cool. No problems. So one thing.
I gotta get some of these status effects off me, or I'm not gonna be able to do anything.
It's pretty nasty.
So yeah, that's 15 damage.
15. And mechanically, what happens with the pinned thing? Is that a condition, or?
Oh no, that would roll an athletics check.
Or
Get stuck to the surface. Yeah, and it would be immobile. Oh no, yeah. Sorry, no. It would just get pinned, and then it would be immobile, and must spend an interaction to attempt a DC 10 to get.
Yeah, cool. So this is immune to immobilize.
So,
Just wanted to check that it was that condition.
Oh, but
Yeah,
it can
yeah.
immobilize me. Fine. I see how it is.
Yes, that's the challenge. All right, that's Bigby.
Prison damage. Oh yeah, I've still got one more action, so I'll take another swing at it.
Yeah, go for it.
But it'll be just the regular one, so I'm gonna get the bonus, but that's still gonna be a 32 to hit. No, wait. So what's the
You've got your multiple attack penalty, don't forget.
5, so that's gonna be a 27.
So critical.
And that's 8 piercing damage.
Did you use your deadly?
Yes, I did.
Cool.
Yeah, I just rolled small.
Sweet. All right. Drizella, that is you.
Drizella's going to move up. So can she take... where's 30 feet in front of her?
30 feet only gets you to here.
No, yeah, that's fine. So she's going to do two strides, so 50 feet up towards
Gets you
there.
Darian.
Yeah. And she's going to stay there. Yeah.
Third action, is it?
No.
You can guidance Darian. You're in melee.
Oh, I could.
Cool.
Oh, guidance, Darian. Why not? No, I'm not going to. Sorry. No, I'm going to message Mordred and go, pull yourself together. There we go.
Love.
I'm trying.
Because that will help.
Really
It really smells.
So we see Mordred just gets this thing wrapped around, trying to pull you into the water.
Toughen up, Mordred.
Bigby, 2 shots to the bow, to just sink into this thing. And see now the arrows now seem to be part of it.
Cool.
Darian and Drizella heading forward but not acting just yet. Mordred, that is you. Start of your turn. Fortitude save, please.
Oh no. Okay, that's not too bad. That's 23.
You are no longer sickened or slow.
Oh, thank God.
I'm sorry, let me check it back. Sorry, so you're no longer sickened. Slowed always ends at the end of your turn.
Okay, cool.
But you're not sickened for as of right this moment.
Yeah, that's because Drizella told you to toughen up.
It worked?
Totally worked.
Can I just ask, is a manipulate action, is make a strike included in that?
I believe strike is a manipulate action.
Okay, cool, because I can end the grab condition by taking manipulate action, it says.
Oh, sorry. So manipulate action. Sorry, there's manipulate trait and there's manipulate action. A manipulate action just means like grab things,
Okay.
hold stuff.
Okay.
So manipulate action is just like you try to pull the coils off of you.
Okay. I'll begin by looking at this creature and I'll say, please, I don't want to hurt you. We can find you somewhere to live here that doesn't involve you hurting people. I'm sure you're sick of being constituted of people's garbage, but we can find better materials for you to be made of.
You see the tentacle continues to wrap around your leg, pulls you closer. It seems it cannot be.
Okay, I'm going to cast Sure Strike as I hold Excalibur aloft.
So as you do this, the light from the strike catches it and just shines bits of reflected light all over the rocks.
I'm going to take a manipulate action to try and wrestle myself free of this thing.
Good luck.
So I need to pass a DC 5 flight check, it says, on the grappled condition.
That doesn't sound right. Can I have a little look at that? No. If you try to do anything, I'm going to be like, you need to do DC 5 or you don't get to do it.
Oh, sorry.
That's right.
Well, I'll just stab it then.
So to try to break a grapple, you need to use the escape action, which is athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, that's going to be a 21.
What are you doing?
Attacking it with Caliban.
Yep, go for it.
Does that hit?
Yes, 21 hits. 21 doesn't quite hit.
Is this creature either A, undead, B, incorporeal, or
Or a dragon? No,
okay. Will it take bleed damage?
it will not.
Okay, good to know. None of the Caliban's
My
effects will
apologies, it will take bleed damage.
It will? Cool. That'll be 10 slashing damage.
Slashing.
As I just... Oh, I should have actually rolled with advantage because I used Sure Strike. It hits anyway.
Cool.
And then it's going to be Frightened 1. It's got Bane. Oh, hang on, I have to choose that. That's only for dragons. Never
So Bane
mind.
is for dragons.
Sorry, I haven't gotten a hang of this yet.
That's all right, you saw.
Yep.
And then what's the persistent damage?
It's got 1d6 bleed damage. Yep. And then, as my final action, I'm gonna try and escape.
Pardon me.
Sorry for fumbling with that.
You're all good. So, yep, try to escape. So that's just an athletics or an acrobatics check, your choice.
Athletics, please. That's 20...
You only have 2 actions this turn because you're still slowed.
No, I broke free of the slow at the beginning because I...
Yeah, so slow always happens at the end of your turn. That's what I'm saying. So it's
Oh,
not
okay.
second, but slow always ends at the
Never mind then.
Sorry, so your actions are strike, and then did you do another one?
Sure Strike.
Yeah, so sure strike are your 2 actions, I'm afraid. That's right, but now you no longer have slow.
Okay.
Sorry, slow and haste are tricky. They're always after your turn, because otherwise it messes with
Sorry, you just said at the beginning that I'd
Yeah,
lost
yeah,
both.
that's
Sorry.
my bad. Sorry.
That's alright.
We see Mordred, hold Excalibur aloft, drive it into this ooze as it makes a horrible hissing sound. Alright. Sorry, hold Caliburn aloft. Darian, that is you.
I am going to attempt to demoralize this thing. I don't know if it understands me, but I'm going to
It's already frightened one, so yeah.
I'm basically just going to say to it, you couldn't even pull my friend off the rock. And you think you're scary.
It's pretty scary!
I will save you the dice roll. It is immune to fear effects.
It's immune to everything that Caliburn has.
Not the bleed.
Except the bleed.
Okay. It's immune to fear effects.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, that changes what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast Flourishing Flora, and I shall choose. Flowers. As flowers start springing out, like water like seaweed and lilies and like
That's
those
so
sorts of things, as
Love
I'm
it.
trying to dazzle this guy. It's all creatures take 2d4 damage, which is 7 poison damage.
7 poison. Lovely.
And then it's a basic reflex.
Oh, basic reflex. Okay, cool. So that affects whether or not they take the damage.
No, it doesn't. Oh, yes,
It does.
Yeah.
That's a basic reflex save.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
your
right,
spell
yeah.
save DC?
Yeah.
What's your spell save?
Just check.
I've got it here, actually.
22.
22. Awesome. So it critically fails, so it actually takes double that damage. So it takes 17.
Awesome, and it's dazzled for 2 rounds.
Nice. Dazzled.
I believe it. Yeah. All creatures and objects are concealed from it.
Cool. So it's got to roll a flat check to try to hit anything that it doesn't.
So it's dazzled by the flowers, and it can't really see us very well.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Very nice.
Alright.
That wouldn't make it off guard, though, would it?
No, Dazzle doesn't make it off guard. If you can get in a flanking position with Mordred, you're good. But as it is, it won't.
That's me.
It is going to. It's still got Mordred grappled. It moves 20 foot into the water,
Oh god.
dragging Mordred with it. As you see, it just doesn't go very far under, but it just moves into the water as you are just.
I'm
pulled
in
off the
full plate armor.
rock. Shallow water.
No.
There's lots of rocks around. No.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'll
be
use
fine.
Genie Spell.
What does that do?
I'm fine. I'll live. It'll be fine.
Oh no,
She won't kill me twice.
No, it just moved.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's already grabbed.
And then it is going to do.
Cool. Let me see the underwater fighting attacks in Pathfinder.
Mechanically, you're not underwater because it's too difficult.
Cool.
And I cannot be fucked to.
Valid.
Fair enough.
So it's you think D&D's bad, Pathfinder's so much worse for fighting underwater. 22 for an attack roll against water.
Misses.
Misses, you see it tries to strangle you more, but it's just wrapping around your plate armor trying to squeeze you, doesn't seem to do much of that.
Yep.
And you see its last attack, it just reaffirms its grip, so it's just still gripping.
Okay, cool.
Alright, that is that one. It takes 5. You see it bleeding out from the wound, but it does recover.
It recovers.
Yeah, from bleed damage. So
Oh,
bleed
right, yeah.
damage just
Cool,
sometimes
yeah,
hits,
yeah,
sometimes hits.
Sorry, I thought you meant this thing had healing.
No, they're not that nasty. Awesome. Bigby, that is back to you.
Okay, I'm going to just basically rinse and repeat what I did before.
Mhm.
So, strategic strike. So that means it's taking 2 actions, but it's going to be a 23 to hit.
I'll remind you, Joseph, You can choose something to be the subject of your investigation. And then you go, cool.
Yeah, but I figured this is kind of a battle that's come out of nowhere. I would
Yep.
have thought it was an investigation.
What was that to hit?
23.
Correct.
Sweet. 210s plus d6s. That is going to be... Oh, that's much better. That's 20 piercing.
Nice.
Ouch.
And then I'll make another attack. Just a regular. So that's a dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20? Yep. Hit
Just
not
a
quick.
regular hit, yep.
Just a regular hit.
And that one's going to be 2d8s. That's 12.
12 more damage. You see, as you
of my Mordred!
strike, you see bits of seaweed and fish falling off and drifting away from the water. This thing seems to be about half the size it was originally.
Nice. Very nice.
Looks to be getting hurt.
Man, if I can ever get off this thing, I probably wouldn't succeed so much.
And Drizella, that is you.
Drizella is going to summon a common euterid. It's like a sea scorpion
Cool.
in front of it, so I can summon 30 feet away.
Yeah, sure. All right.
So not particularly nasty, more distracting.
Mm.
And I sort of to basically swim around, basically just sort of snapping and trying to annoy this thing as an alternative
Love.
thing in the water.
That's 3 actions.
It's 3 actions to summon animals, so I step up.
You conjure that up. That is your 3.
Sorry, Mordred, there's now more shit in the water.
Mordred, back to you.
I probably know that Drizella's summoned this, I hope. I'm going to take my first action to try and escape again.
It's like a really ugly shrimp/scorpion.
Oh god, that sucks. 17.
17. Failure, I'm afraid. You see, you try to pull, it still has a hold on you.
I hate this. I'm gonna try and strike at it with Caliburn as I say, please, I tried to reason with you, I don't want to do this. Which will be a lot better. That'll be a 27 to hit.
Great. But again, don't number damage.
That's 14 damage, and it takes bleed damage on its turn. As my final action, I think I'm going to... Can I try and escape again?
Yeah, you can just keep trying to escape as much as you can just take 3 escape actions.
That's a 28.
Success.
As I stab Caliburn into its tentacle, I kind of push myself off it and jump back.
Awesome.
Yep.
You escape. You now have to swim, so you'll need to make an athletics check to tread water. It's a DC 15.
Okay.
So you're good for this turn because you've just been let go, but next turn you'll have to use one of your actions to stay
Oh my
swimming,
God.
otherwise you'll just start sinking.
Okay.
Which is not nice. But also you are, 5 foot from rock, so you can just climb out of the water.
Yep.
if you want to. That is for anyone who wants to swim, unless your character's got a swim speed, which none of you do last I checked. Alright, Darian, that is back to you. You see Mordred has just gotten out of the hands of this thing. There's a water scorpion biting at it.
Yeah, I will. The inability to fear it is just annoying.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna camel spit. Does a 21 hit?
Sure does. Doesn't crit that.
Okay. As this like sense is getting to me, and I'm just like, oh. This spit in his face. It's just 2 damage plus 3, I believe.
So 5.
5, yes.
This thing is looking bloody.
Yay!
Half health. That
And I will use my final action to move basically as far forward as I can.
Yep. You get up to that rock, you'll have to use an athletics. You'll have to use a separate action to jump that gap. Awesome. That is its turn. This is the last turn that it's dazzled for. Loses its first action. Take its second.
Did you take bleed damage?
Yeah, I've got that automatically set up now, which is nice. 29 to hit for Mordred.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to grab you again.
Oh.
As its third. So that is athletics. So 15 bludgeoning damage again. And 26. So success on a grapple check, not a critical success though. So you are immobilized.
Cool.
I believe. Sorry, you are restrained, not immobilized.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah, so you're restrained, which means you're off guard and immobilized, not. Great. Hang on. Let me just.
This is very confusing.
Yeah, crit and success rules for thing are a bit annoying. Give me 2 seconds to check something. Hang on, let me just check the rules for restrained, because you're either grabbed or you're restrained, depending on the successes, and I can never remember which. Grapple. Blah 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 blah
Wicket's having
blah.
a shit time.
Target is restrained until the end of the turn. Wonderful.
Restrained.
Restrained.
I've got that on there. So does that mean I don't need to make the swimming check because it's holding me?
It does actually.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
nice.
these things look like they float rather than sink. Just cradle.
Yeah.
And takes
I'm just
5.
trying to stop you from drowning.
It's trying to help me, everyone. It's fine.
Takes 5 more bleed damage. Doesn't recover this time, so still taking that bleed.
Sure, it doesn't know what it's doing. It's just trying to help.
There. Bigby, that is back to you.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to keep doing one bit.
It's working well.
It's going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah, so crit.
And that is 19.
19 damage.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty sore at this point.
And my second attack is only going to be a 14 hit.
Hit. Oh wow. So it seems to have no class.
That's 7 piercing.
7. Awesome. Alright. Drizella, can you please make me a fortitude saving throw as you see one of these things crawling out of the water?
Oh no, I thought we
Just-
just...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hang on, I need more time to use it.
Oh, there's another one?
Yeah, I thought we just defeated this one.
Hero point, fair
Yes.
enough.
Fortitude,
Fortitude.
23.
Success, you're good. The smell is awful and terrible, but nothing compared to what we've seen on the
Would
train.
have been in that one without hero point.
Ooh,
Wow.
that was
Oy.
bad.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of nat ones this session.
So move. It crit fails on an attack roll. And then dirty 20 to hit.
To hit me?
Yes.
No.
And you see it goes to wrap tentacles in, but you just step back up the stairs in time and avoid it. It looks like it's just being pulled towards you. Doesn't look like it's got much conscious choice. Alright, that's that one. Mordred, you see a second one climbs
Oh
up on
my
the rocks
God.
near you.
Should we just try and run past these things?
It's going to go for an attack. It isn't flanking you because they're both coming from the same direction. Goes for a 34 to hit.
Yeah. I think Modred's about to die again.
Another 15 bludgeoning damage.
That's consistent. They've gotten 15 every time.
It's crazy consistent. They're rolling dice. I don't know why it's so consistent. And then miss on the third attack.
Thank God.
And Darian, you see one clambering over the rocks over here.
Oh my God. I think we need to run. Gang? I think we need to run.
You know that the door to where you're trying to get is over here.
Sounds like a distraction.
That is... That one takes 3 to get there. Darian, you've made the save. You made the save. Alright, awesome. Drizella, that is you.
Drizella is... So do I think I can get past this one without it attacking me if I just...
General rule is things don't have opportunity
Yeah.
attacks unless they're like a train.
Oh, so it's not bad yet, is it?
No, you're after Mordred.
Okay.
No,
You just said Darian, so I was like...
Oh, sorry.
Darian hasn't had a turn this round.
Yeah, no.
Didn't you? I thought you did the spit.
That was...
That was after my...
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
meant to be up.
Yeah, you just said Darian, so I was
Yeah,
like...
sorry,
Yeah,
Drizella.
Drizella.
Sorry.
That's my bad.
Yeah, no.
Drizella, your turn.
You're
Yeah,
good.
that's
I'm going to
This turn's moved very quick after Darian. because
Yeah.
they've just been-
Cast. Searing Light
Nice.
with a 22 to hit.
20 to hit. Yep.
On the one that's... So I've got 120 foot range, so I'm going to aim at the one that's holding, grappling Mordred.
Yeah.
Aw, thank you.
That's
So that's 5d6.
Wow.
So won't double the damage because they're immune to that effect, but any
Yep.
extra effects that happen on equipment will work. the damage as if it was
Critical,
a hit.
double damage, as well as... It's not fiend or undead, is it?
Not feed on death.
No, so it's just
anything
5.
extra will do, but not damage. That's for spells, attacks, saves.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, just ask you for that.
So, so 15 fire.
Ouch. You fire off this ball of lightning into this wet, nasty thing. It hurts. You see bubbling steam coming up. It looks like it's on its last legs. Is that 2 actions from you?
That's 2, and I'm going to move 25 with my...
You can get there. You've got to make another action to jump across
Yep.
that gap. So it'll be your next turn.
How did you?
And Mordred, that's back to you.
I'll be right. I think I'm going to use my first action to try and kill this thing.
Yeah, go for it.
That's going to be a 26 to hit.
Crit.
Really low damage. 9 damage.
Damage. Still alive, unfortunately.
Oh,
Looking sore.
Alright, I'm going to pull out the big guns. I'm going to... Pardon? I'm grappled currently. I'm going to cast a calm spell in a 10-foot burst from me, so that should get all those 3 there. If my math is correct.
No reaction.
I can't use anything! I'm gonna die! What? No reaction?
No reaction. Seems to have no effect on the middle.
What?
Yep. I hate
Do you
to
have
say
any
it.
healy heals?
I mean, I was gonna...
How low are you?
I'm at a quarter of my health.
Which is...
26 out of 71. I can probably tank 1 more hit.
Okay.
Possibly 2.
Darian, that
Okay.
is to...
With that in mind, I will turn to my owl and command it to heal you.
We see Mordred grappled by this thing, stabbing into it. It's the same as stabbing the dirt in the back of Mother Gothel's yard, though it seems to be doing very little. I mean, it's hurting them, don't get me wrong, but it's not doing the usual effects of the sword.
correction. It can only heal me.
Try to cast the magic, but it does not seem to take much effect. It seems like a lot of spells are just not affecting these.
And swords don't either.
The sword looks like it's doing normal damage. It's just that it's like it's not undead. It's not anything that would trigger the special stuff for.
Correction, I can't heal you, I can only heal me. But I will turn of fate you. So the owl is just going to stare at you and turn your fate.
I
you
want
get
that
advantage on... Well, actually, it depends on what you do next. But if it's something misfortunate, so it's a saving throw or something like that, you get advantage on that throw.
Okay.
You basically get advantage across. You can choose to fail. If you were like an enemy, you would have to pass a save to decide whether or not you get the negative disadvantage.
Yeah.
Cool.
But you basically get to reroll.
Nice.
Save for the next whatever the next action is, and if it was an attack, it would give you advantage on that attack.
Nice.
So I'm doing that. So Owl's going to stare at you for a bit, while I cast Fireball directly in the middle of you.
Yeah. What is it? 20-foot circle?
Yeah. It's a basic save, so if you pass, you don't take any damage. That's why I gave you advantage on the save.
Okay.
So if you critically pass, you don't take any damage. If you succeed, you take half damage.
Yeah.
For a basic save. You can get 2 of them and not Mordred, or you can get 3 of them and Mordred.
I will get 3 of them and Mordred.
Cool.
I'm probably gonna die.
You
It's
drop
not
five
that. It's not.
damage.
It's only like a first level fireball. It's not like
Okay.
crazy. It's
Alright.
not. It's only. It's not huge.
All
amounts of
right.
damage.
All right. All right.
I mean, it's 66.
Yeah, but half.
It's still 6.
Halved if you succeed.
Roll 2.
We've got... what's your spell save? Is it 20...
22.
22? We've got a
I don't like my chances.
fail, a success, and a fail.
Please say you passed.
14.
That's a
Is that your best?
Yep.
fail. So what do we roll for damage there?
You cooking, Mordred?
It seems like it, yeah.
Are you going
How
to
much
die
health
from
did you
that?
have left?
Probably 26.
You have 1 HP.
I did a
So,
very
25
nicely
damage.
targeted
25
single
damage
beam.
to I was like, I'll give you the save so you can pass it.
So Mordred's on 1 health.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
There will come one encounter where I'm not killed by the members of my own party.
That's...
I
think
have
there
not
was
tried.
75 damage to
2
them,
of
which
your
is pretty
deaths have happened because of you choosing to sacrifice.
I'm
That's
hoping.
true.
I'm
I guess that
hoping-
is still
I
kind of...
didn't
It's
ask
been my
how far
fault.
apart the enemies were. I said I can't survive. You just light a flame these rocks.
Is it the one that was grappling her?
This horrible oily substance
Yeah.
leaks out of their bodies, setting the aura aflame for a few minutes. The one grappling Mordred is dead.
Yes.
Mordred is burnt, horrible fire all over the body.
Mordred,
These two look quite bad.
Mordred, as he starts sinking into the water, puts up a little thumb.
It's okay. It's your turn like soon, right?
All the way around. Right, the one that has died sinks into the ocean. Alright.
I actually rolled pretty well on that fight. That was
No shit!
I don't know what
I'm
the
just-
average of 66 is, but it seems like it was.
Probably about
66 is an average of 18.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it was
sorry.
25.
Is 22 is the average.
So I was above average.
Alright, well, I know what I'm doing my next turn.
Alright.
Run.
I can't, I'm stuck in the water. Played on.
Darian,
Oh god.
32 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Crit. What's your armor class? Is it 22 or less?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. You see as one crawls out of the water towards you.
Oh my
That
God,
is
that's
going
nice.
to be 28 damage. And
Yeah,
I
it's.
also need you to make me a fortitude saving throw.
Shit.
These things are nasty.
I'm not going to use variation just in case. I need a few. Okay, and sorry, what's that?
Hang on, how
Fortitude
far
save.
away is he from me?
He is 24.
Fantastic. Glimpse of redemption.
What does that mean?
So because this creature is presumably mindless, it takes the refuse action on my Glimpse of Redemption,
Mhm.
which means it gets, he gets resistance to all damage equal to the triggering damage equal to 2 plus my level, so 8.
Mhm.
Resistance 8.
Which means I take a list.
And the
Which
enemy
is a
becomes
20 damage
enfeebled
instead.
2.
Yeah, nice.
Finally, I get to use it.
And then my save was
You're completely right. These things are fully mindless.
What kind of, like,
27
just
was my
nearly
fort
killed
save.
him first.
27 was your foot save. That's critical
Yeah,
success. You're
very
totally
good.
fine. So you see again, this thing wraps its arms around your leg. You feel absolutely horrible, but you fight off the.
Tell you, if you're raised in the slums, like
A raven flies in between you and the creature.
Is
but-
the owl is still staring at you?
Yeah.
But it does manage to grab you as you see the roots, the seaweed around you tightens and it has hold of your
And
leg.
that's fine.
All right,
That's
Big
what I
B,
want to do.
that's your
Hard.
turn.
It's a hard fight.
Okay. Where's Drizella?
Drizella is
next
down
to-
at the bottom of the stairs. So Drizella is there.
Oh,
Darren is there.
Where are you?
Mordred.
Way back.
You're
I
way
never
back.
took this.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's not my turn.
Because I
I
actually
want a
shoot
free
better
action
from
shout
range,
to
but-
You can free action. You can talk anytime you like.
I just
Please
wanna
talk
say,
out of combat.
If you guys wish to escape, I will distract them for a bit.
There's no need to sacrifice yourself, Darian.
I won't
Says
sacrifice
Mordred
myself.
with 1 hit point.
Alright, I think we all need to run.
Run.
And I'm going to pull out my rope.
Mm.
And then I'm going to skull an expeditious retreat spell.
Nice.
Lovely.
Potion. So that means I become fleeing for 1 minute, and I gain a plus 40 foot status when I store my speed for duration. And I immediately strike.
Incredible. Which
So-
way are you going?
That way, straight through, basically.
Sorry,
I'm gonna try.
straight through that way or straight through that way?
Oh, I can go that way.
Yeah.
Is
sorry,
it gonna
so
be full
I'll zoom
more
out a
of it?
little bit again. So you've got
Quite
basically 2 ways to
possibly.
go. This one's slightly shorter. This one's got a bit of a longer jump there.
Yeah, but
To the left,
How-
to the right.
I don't want to leave more for the
I can protect you if you're within 20 feet of me.
Yeah, that's not 20 feet. I'm going
I'm one
in a
HP.
different direction. Because I pulled out the rope so I could try to pull you out of the water my way through. But I'd have to go through 1, 2, 3, 4 of these things.
Do potions?
I'll
I think
remind
we
you
should
that
stay.
opportunity attacks aren't a thing in Pathfinder.
Yeah, true.
generally.
Yeah, okay. I'll,
If
yeah,
it
that's
has
a good thing.
opportunity.
Never mind. Yeah, okay, I'll book it.
Yeah, before it has a
Straight
feat.
through all of it.
So I will fully tell you, the only stuff that has opportunity attacks are like warlords and military generals and that sort of thing. It's like,
Yeah,
like
okay.
strategic fighters are the ones who get opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
Very
So I'm
rarely do
just going to charge through.
Cool. So you've got a 40-foot bonus to your speed, did you say?
Yeah.
So that brings you up to
65 feet.
65 feet. Oh my god. Right.
So
So
one
if you're-
action was to...
So,
I imagine one action would have been to pull out the rope.
yeah, one
Yeah,
action for the
I
rope,
have
one
that.
action for the
And then
potion.
one action for the potion, so then it's
You then just
165 feet.
bolt. 65 foot. The speed it takes most people to run in 6 seconds, you run in about 2. Just boom, 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 boom,
Dead.
incredibly quickly to the edge over there. We'll huddle into our little group. Alrighty.
Now they cast fireball.
Shit. Big B, you are going to get attacked by one now.
Yeah.
I'm going for... Oh no, because you've entered. Oh yeah, you entered on your turn. Can I get a fortitude save for the smell?
Yeah.
Is there one of those
19.
equivalents to the bending thing where you can like exclude creatures from
I don't know.
area of effect spells?
I don't think so. Not that I've seen.
19.
Meat speeds, you're okay, but it does hit you on an attack, dealing 15 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then grapples you as well.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god.
The
Exactly
DC is
what I
actually
was hoping
higher
to
because
be
it's
able to
the
get
item.
through there, but I
It's
didn't realize
24
how
not
much work it is.
because of the.
So
that one.
action to break out of a grapple, or it ends automatically at the end of your next turn. Or sorry, end of the creature's next turn. Alright. Movement. Mordred, I hate to say it, but one of them's coming for you.
I'm probably gonna die here.
That attack will hit.
What is it?
What does it hit by, do you mean?
Yeah.
33. And damage is 18.
I would still be alive.
Oh, wait up.
Yeah, hold on.
So the way this reads, it says, when you drink this potion, you become fleeing for 1 minute, you gain a plus 40 foot bonus all your speeds for the duration as long as you're fleeing.
Mhm.
You immediately stride. So does that mean that's part of the action?
It does. So,
So that means I should be able to get another 65 feet.
Yeah, sure thing. Let's put a hold on that. Where do you want to go 65 foot wise?
Basically just in front of Mordred.
In the water?
No,
Or on the
probably
rock
out
there?
on the rock, yeah.
Yeah, you can make that. Which means you are not grappled.
Mordred can try to grab my dangling rope.
That does mean, however, Bigby, you get 15 hit points back because you wouldn't have been hit.
Or
by
do you
that
want
first
to just
attack.
have one of these and attack me instead?
That works actually, yeah. That's a better idea.
So I've still got 1 hit point.
In fact, if you run to there, this thing would have gone for you instead of Mordred.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because
Nice.
they.
Perfect.
So you.
Did it do more damage than the 15, or is...
We'll just keep the rolls
Okay,
the same, just
yeah.
for the sake of ease.
Yep.
Awesome.
Sure.
So the one
Grab
below
onto
would have
the
rolled. Yeah. Awesome. It comes there. It goes up, grabs you. You've got your rope. All right. This one is going to go. This one's going to come and grab you as well, Big B. So you see the one behind you closing in also as you're squeezed between two. The smell just absolutely terrible. So that's going to be a 20, which I think is a miss.
Yeah, it's a miss.
Yep, even with you being off guard. Goes for the second attack. 20 again. So miss and miss. Right, Drizella, that is you.
Okay, I'm going to do a 2-action heal on Mordred. So that's 3d8. I think plus 24, is that right?
Yep.
So,
it's-
yeah, so that's 24, 25 to 6, 7, 9, 35, 41.
Oh my god, thank you.
Okay, and then I'm going to... Can I jump as an action
Mhm.
from one to the other?
yeah, the gap here is not big enough that I'm going to make you do a check.
Okay,
it's just
so I'm
one
going to
jump.
try and, jump over there. Yeah. So the Big B's between the two and I'm on the other side of them.
Yeah, so
So,
that one's now flanked.
okay.
Awesome. Mordred, that's back to you.
Okay, cool. I'm going to take my first action as a free action to use my Whispers of Weakness feat.
You can also throw the scorpion at them, which is swimming around if you
I'll also
want
remind
to.
you, you've got to do the one action to swim because you're not grappled.
Oh, yes.
What about grab?
Do I need...
It's a DC 10 athletics check. I don't think you can even if you critically fail, I think you'll still make a 10, won't you?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Anyway. Oh, no, that's not a free action. Sorry.
She should be able to grab the rope, but I've left that anyway. Should be.
Actually, yeah, if you want to grab the rope instead of swimming, you can do that as well.
Yeah, I would like to do that. I
Cool.
would like
So
to
you
do
just
that.
grab the rope.
I'll do Whispers of Weakness anyway, and then I'm going to cast Nudge the Scales. Yes, I will nudge the scales of myself,
Mhm.
which will bring me up to level 2 of my curse, and it heals me 14 hit points.
Nice.
And then I'm going to use my final action. Can I try and get up on the rock?
Yeah. So your swim speed is half of your movement speed generally. So you've got about 10 foot. So your problem is actually just that they're like full.
Right.
You could. I'm happy to say that you're pulled over to the other side of Bigby.
Yeah, can I do that?
Yeah, it's a little bit nudgy with distances, but I don't mind that too much.
Yeah.
It's pedantic otherwise.
That's my turn. And then, because I've got fast healing active from my curse, I'll heal another 3 hit points at the end of the turn.
Awesome. We see Mordred just take a moment, healing up their wounds. You're like above half now, aren't you?
Oh, I'm almost full now.
Incredible. Mordred goes from nearly dead to feeling okay with that heal spell.
Thank you, Drizella!
Falling up over the rocks. I imagine standing up, sword in hand, ready to fight.
Feathers kind of moving around me, bird flying above me now.
Love. Darian, you are grabbed by one of these things and grappled. What's your plan?
Right. You don't get any disadvantage for casting spells at melee range, do you?
Not unless it says so, I don't think. Oh, yeah, you take a 2 penalty for a ranged attack. If it says ranged attack, it's a minus.
It just is spell attack.
Yeah, you're good then.
Sweet. I'm going to blazing bolt these assholes. Does a 17 hit?
Sure does.
Oh, well, that's okay then. But it wasn't correct. Oh, I can do 3 of these. Okay. So. Yeah. So I'll wait.
How does that enfeebled last from your champions?
Sorry,
Let me
I was
just
looking at
double
the
check on it.
It's 66. Alright. So that was the first one, and it deals
Until the end of its next
3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 15 damage to the first one. Just probably the closest one.
Yep.
There was a 19 on the dice for a 31.
Crit?
This will deal double damage?
Nope. These things are immune to double damage from crits.
These are nasty.
So if it has any other effects from a crit, you can do those, but not the double damage.
Nah, it's just double.
Yeah.
Deals double damage.
Should we stop running now
7,
since we're all in the... Should we stop running?
18 more fire damage to that one.
I
18.
took Potion of
Yeah.
Expeditious and Trade.
And
I actually can't do anything else except
29.
29.
That's the last
for a minute.
Yep, hit.
That's all I do, it's just fucking...
And
Love.
that is
So I was actually hoping that you guys would get a little bit further ahead.
It's time. Yeah.
18.
My place to book.
We see Darian Sand after throwing that
We'll leave
fireball
And you
Darian.
start blazing these bolts.
off into these things. The smell is truly so bad. Whatever the smell that was making these things so wretched, you're now frying it.
Oh,
Alright.
gross.
That's
Gross.
your 3.
Yeah. It's a 3 action cast if I do it to 3 enemies.
Yes. Cool spell. Alright, this thing's going to go for an
You haven't
attack.
got yourself...
It's enfeebled, so it's going to be difficult.
No,
Who's
fine.
it attacking?
Darian
Yeah.
goes to
he's
attack
out of
Darian.
range.
Critical fail on the first one, and a 12 on the second one. So you see
Where
this
were
thing-
those?
It's enfeebled too. Goes a long way. You see, it lunges at you, but it's just so slow you can get out of the way quite quickly.
Nice.
As long as I can get out of the pool, I
And
can
it's
triple time
enfeebled.
jump or something to get
That's the end of its turn, so that also ends the
Oh,
grapple.
okay.
Nice.
multiple times. So I could get
Bigby, that's you.
4 strikes or something.
So David, did you catch that?
Grapple's ended.
Grapple's over.
Grapple's over? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
hold
going
you for one.
to... Can you attempt acrobatics and try to get out?
Yeah, acrobatic or athletics.
That will be a... You know, fuck it.
That's what they're for. Use
Oh, I
it
forgot I had a hero point particle.
Wow. Went from a 2 to a 1.
Oh, but
Thankfully it's 11.
It's 11.
So
It's
that'll be 22.
22 is a success.
Sweet. And then I book it.
And then, so,
I book it.
yeah, awesome. So that's 1 escape to grapple through, and then you've got 120 movement.
130 actually.
100. Absolutely insane.
130.
Run!
Oh, you get
Screwed
to the
everyone.
door. Or
So
Yeah.
you would get to the door, so you need to make another jump over here, but you just bolt across these rocks like it's nothing at all. Doof, 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 doof.
All in favor of running.
Aye.
Aye.
Uh,
Bigby's like aye as he just speeds past in a blur.
Aye! Darian, 21 to hit.
I hope you guys
Misses.
get it
Oh, no,
because I
sorry.
literally
Hits.
can't do anything. I can't turn back. I'm taking this potion.
15 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
Okay.
As you see this thing critically succeeds at trying to restrain you, and then goes for another hit.
Hang on, is this
Darian.
oh no, he's too far away.
And then another 27 to hit. So that's another hit.
Can I Genius Veil that? So I can see it.
concealed, so that's the DC 5 to see if it hits. It still does, so 21.
21 damage.
Further 21 damage.
How are you looking? You down?
It was exacties.
Marta's intervention.
Do you have your reaction still?
Yes, because I used it on the last turn.
Wonderful, go for it.
He's reduced to 1 hit point instead of 0.
And then you take 20 hit points?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Oh, you got plenty of that.
Yeah, I can take that now.
It's not dying.
Okay, I'm gonna peace out.
Don't die for this dickhead.
Alright.
But I'm so grappled.
But you are
I want you to
still
feel
grappled.
guilty for almost killing me.
I killed one of them.
You did.
Mordred,
Yeah, I did like 90% of the damage. I could have killed it too.
Mordred, the one
I
near
would have
you
killed it
shambles
next turn
forward
anyway.
slowly, goes for an attack. Dirty 20 will be a miss.
Yep.
And then its second attack is even less than that, so miss again. As you see, these tendrils just lashing out at your ankles, so just. But miss. Drizella, this one's going to go for you. Does much the same thing. 23
Hits.
hit. So that is 16 damage,
Mm-hmm.
and will critically succeed on grappling you.
Mm-hmm.
You are also grabbed, and then is going to use its last action to move you into the water.
Can it make a will save?
Absolutely, it can. What are you using?
I'm using Blood Vendetta because it's hit me.
That'll probably work.
Does it have the mental tag? Because I think that's...
No, it's got curse.
Oh, yeah, that's fine then. 14.
So that's a fail.
Critical failure.
20...
Yeah, piercing slash
What's your
consistent
save?
bleed is the trick.
21, I think. 22. A DC 21.
Yeah, cool. So just a regular fail.
Regular fail. So with a fail, it takes 2d6. Persistent bleed.
Okay, so you don't roll that one. That happens on its turn.
Oh, sorry, yeah. 2d6, persistent bleed, and it has weakness 1 to piercing and slashing.
Good to know.
And that was 16 damage, yeah?
That it gave you, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you see this one just crawls onto the rock, rolls, catching Drizella, and then drags her into the water.
Oh god.
Drizella, that's then your turn.
What do I need to ungrapple myself?
Athletics or
Ugh.
acrobatics?
I'll try acrobatics. In a dramatic ooze-morphy thing.
Ooh.
Can I ooze? That's it. Acrobatics ooze. That's fine. 21.
21 is not enough, unfortunately.
Ugh. Okay.
You're just killing it the other side, like...
So that's one action.
Mm-hmm. You can just keep trying.
I'm going to keep trying.
Get out of there, Drizella!
Alright, so 27.
Still not good enough.
Oh!
So the way grappling works is you compare it to the check that this thing made to grapple you, and it rolled a 35.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So it rolled a nat 20.
So you're not going to get out.
Which is a pain. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have done that. If
You don't know that until
I
you
don't
roll
know
high,
that.
so.
That's fine.
That's so bad. That's so shit.
But it only lasts till
I
the
hate
end of
those
its
rules.
next turn. So
Okay.
That's insane.
it's pretty rough. If you roll a good athletics check, it's really hard to escape.
So it can't re-grapple on the turn that it's already grappled?
Nope.
Okay, so it will definitely let her go.
Yeah. So end of its turn, they'll grapple her.
Is that a thing specific to those creatures? Yeah. That's insane.
And I'm going to use my one remaining action. So I've used 2 to try and escape. I'm going to use 1 to tell my...
Because usually it's fort.
The athletics DC.
Yeah, athletics.
I'm going to tell my scorpion to attack that one that's closest to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're
That's,
right.
that's bothering Mordred.
Yeah, it goes in,
Oh, yeah.
stings at it, that sort of thing. It deals like a D4 damage, doesn't it?
It does. I can't remember now. Summon animals. Where is it? It's
Is it
a common euteric. It does.
Be careful, so.
Uh,
And they're immune to
blah, blah, blah,
everything.
blah. It's got a stinger.
Yeah, like all my
Uh,
stuff is.
Pincer
like,
plus
nasty and
6, 1d6 plus 2,
All my stuff is mine.
plus grab,
Yeah, so.
or
It hits.
1d4 plus 2 plus venom.
What do
Whichever.
you want to do?
Grab.
Deals 5 damage. What does it add to its athletics checks?
Ooh, plus 4.
Fails.
How long does your special retreat?
Well, it's a tiny little. It's
What
it's
time?
no, it's actually medium as far
It's a
as
lot around.
horrible little.
I mean, that's, you know,
I just
that's
want
the
to annoy
size of a
it.
person.
I just want to annoy it so it doesn't attack Mordred.
It looks like, I mean, it doesn't have eyes or anything, but you see that the trendles that are going towards Mordred to move to the back to where it's just been attacked.
That's nice.
Now, Mordred, that is you. You are not grappled.
It's
or
a
anything.
disposable sea scorpion.
Would you like to
Would you allow me to use my telekinetic maneuver to shove the creature grappling Drizella and try and break the grapple? Because in Pathfinder, the grapple's broken if they move, and shove moves them.
So I don't actually think that shove and move are the same thing in Pathfinder. If I'm wrong, correct me. But
I don't.
I think grapples are only broken if the...
This is a DM. I don't think there's any way another person. can
if you
break
crit succeed, you can, yeah. Regular success, you can deal it some damage.
Yeah, I'll try. Using my telekinetic maneuver. Oh, that's good. That's good. 31.
That'll do it.
Yes.
You see, you push it 5 foot back, and it breaks the hold on Drizella.
I'll say, Drizella, get out of there, and then I'll run 20 feet north. Stride.
Awesome. 25 gets you to there.
20, if that's okay.
Yeah, 20 gets you to there.
Thank you.
Awesome. Darian, that is your turn. You are
Many
grappled
thanks.
and restrained. You can use athletics.
With
or
one
acrobatics
hit point.
to break
Yeah.
free.
Oh, you've got one. Oh, I should have done you.
No.
I'm gonna turn to my little owl and command
Fine,
him to
because-
heal me for my D8.
Everything's
Sorry, I
okay.
completely forgot you had one hit point.
No. It's fine.
I now have 8 hit points, so
Woo.
we're good.
Laugh.
Okay. That's it. Alright. I'm going to.
It's really hard.
I'm going to attempt this. Is it athletics check to grapple?
Athletics or
What, fighting the rubbish?
Yeah.
sorry, to grapple it or to escape.
To escape.
Athletics or acrobatics.
You kill by pollution.
Do you get the metaphor yet? Do you get the metaphor yet? Do you get the metaphor yet?
Is this how you teach?
Yeah.
You're all getting drowned.
Do you take the best of both or take the
So
second
I'm
roll?
going to give you a total party
Four.
kill. with one.
You're
When you- yeah.
You take the second roll. If it's 9 or less, you add 10.
Okay. So it is
You know my thesis
So what did you roll on
about
your dice?
rubbish?
8
Right.
So 18.
Yeah.
And then add
plus
your
him
modifier.
1. Okay.
So I feel like this is...
Without the giant
27.
garbage
27 is a success.
Awesome, yes.
You are broken free.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, thank God.
So that's
Darian,
And-
get out of there!
Yeah, I've got to.
so that's one action to that. You'll need one action to jump the gap, and then you can run for your third if you want to.
Yeah, nah, screw that. I'm just gonna time jump.
Nice.
Cool. What does that do?
Nah, it gives me 2 actions. It freezes time so they don't see where I go. And I get 2 actions to leap, stand, step, or stride.
Nice.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna
So
time
you
jump and just
leap?
like.
And then you
yeah.
stride.
But before I do,
Hmm.
can I take, because I still have 1 action left.
Yeah.
Can I take the soap out of my backpack and just like throw it at them? If there's a mouth or something, like I'm just gonna
There's an orifice.
some orifice.
Oh,
yeah.
don't call it an orifice.
There's a central orifice.
And just see what happens when I turn like
It's funny,
the
I looked
soap
at the
on.
soap too, and I was like,
You
going to
throw
rub it
the
underneath
soap,
my
you know,
nose.
you see as time speeds
But I
when it
didn't have the
lands in
action
the
for it,
orifice,
so
you see
I was
horrible
attacked.
gurgling sounds as bits of chunks fall out the
Oh,
out of the orifice.
gross.
I was gonna
The
um,
orifice.
I was gonna
Orifice.
like impending doom them and force them to imagine themselves in a
mental.
shower. Yeah, but I didn't because of the mental.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I figure throwing soap at them is probably
I love it.
just like
Alright.
just as good.
Have a shower!
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
forget to get behind the ears. As I run off.
Drizella,
Yes.
how does a... That's a miss. Ooh, but a 24 will hit.
That will hit.
But it can't grapple you because it's not an action currently.
And the one needed to take its persistent bleed damage as well.
Yes, that'll happen on its
When
turn.
do we get new reactions in terms of?
Start of your turn, your action refreshes. 15 bludgeoning damage from this thing hitting you again.
Yep.
Where's my fights here? That's that one. Big B, we're back to you.
I just got to keep playing, so I'm on.
Yeah.
Cool. You jump that rock as one action.
Was that the one that... Was-
No, that wasn't.
that was the
one.
other one.
Another one's it's closed the distance, so the one that was over here has moved towards you. So now you've got two. Just
Oh, yeah.
Big B, you
That's such a
bolt-
Darian thing to do.
You get to the door. You feel a
I had the rope behind me, so someone I'm trying to drag someone with me, but
No.
and
More
50
than
foot
held
of
onto
hempen
it for a
rope just
second.
draggled along the rocks along here. Alright, Big B, you've got a third action if you want to take it, and I'm happy to say that you reaching the door, reaching the objective of this, ends the fleeing condition.
Yeah. Cool.
If you wanna take
They're
some.
still just out of my range. for
Yeah,
the bow,
cool.
so
They're
I
very
won't
far.
bother.
Sweet. That one is all going to come for... That one will go for the sea scorpion as well. What the hell?
Which is crazy because I've got 100 feet.
How much health does the sea scorpion have?
Oh, I have the whole.
Oh, does
But I will find out for you.
Right. I have a
Um,
feeling
It's
it's
all
not
like
enough.
I think it is unlikely to be enough. Sea Scorpion. It has the sum total of
So let's go.
9 hit points.
And I
With
was
28
like,
damage, the sea scorpion is very dead. As you
It
see,
was
the
a
sea just rolls
disposable
over
sea
itself
scorpion.
and eats it.
No
Well-
lives are disposable, Drizella.
Oh,
It's not a real
God.
life.
Mordred, you see one
I
clambers
swear,
over the
every
rocks
time you say
behind
something,
you.
I just take one psychic damage.
That's brilliant.
If you ever listen to Dungeons and Tattoos,
29 will hit
they tell death jokes.
for 21
See,
damage.
death jokes are fine, but saying that, like, the demon can, like, you
And
know, the
grab.
devil can restore
Oh.
his
Oh my God.
Life. Oh my god. Seriously?
They're big balls of tentacles that hold onto your ankles.
Mm-hmm.
You're also all really bad at reflex saves, which
Yeah.
is odd. Just a quirk of the class.
I'm a big tanky guy in armor.
I'm not. I'm good.
Oh, sorry, fortitude
Oh,
saves.
fortitude is yes. Yeah.
I'm decent at forts.
Also, I'm a spellcaster, so I don't have good fortune.
And the other potion I was thinking about taking would have made that.
Alright, Drizella, the one that was grappling you, is going to take its turn. It moves, closes that 5-foot gap. Misses with the first attack roll. And misses with the second. And then it's going to take its bleed damage. Takes 5 bleed damage. Doesn't
God,
recover
I
from
hate
the-
climate change and pollution.
Alright, Mordred, that's back to you.
Okay.
Grapple around the ankles.
Oh, that's a sign. The Sunderance is coming. There's too much pollution. Conjecture.
First action. Okay,
Global
try and
warming.
escape.
You see what seems to be the old church, like the church bell, the great chain that would have held that is just wrapped around your ankles. Big, heavy,
Ooh.
solid metal.
Religion is holding me back.
Yeah,
No.
we'll chuck some
Oh,
around there.
thank God. Natural 20 for a
Incredible.
32.
Absolutely succeeds. You are unrestrained in your first action. You've got 2
Nice.
actions.
And I'll shout out to Drizella. Do you think you can get out of there?
Yeah, probably.
Still unfazed.
If I don't get out of here, I'm going to suffer, so I'm going to take 2 stride actions.
Well, you are good, bolting along the rocks.
Mm.
Darian, that is you.
Alright. The
And
status
I
is,
get
are you
free
still
shot back.
grappled?
No.
No one's grappled?
No one is grappled currently.
Okay. I will use. Actually, what's the range of this before I move? 60 feet. I will use one of my actions to move 60 feet. Sorry, to move 25 feet.
25 foot.
Is it 20?
Gets you 25. Just gets you just near Mordred.
Okay, and then I will attack the two that are nearest to. Well, I'll blazing bolt again. The nearest two to Emma.
Sure thing.
So the first is a 18.
18 hits.
That's 12. Fuck, that's good damage. 23, 24. No, 27 damage. No, 26 damage.
26 damage.
I can't
Nice.
Um,
Big bolt of fire flies over Drizella's head into the monster.
and the second one is 18 to hit.
Bit louder for me, sorry.
18 to hit.
18 hits.
15, 15, 17 damage.
17 damage. Lovely.
Because I'm peppering it while I'm running.
I think the worst thing that this party can face is something that doesn't have a brain, because all of us are like, let's lower its defenses and bombard it and demoralize, and then something with no brain.
Make
we're
it hate itself
Yeah.
and sad because it
Yeah.
sees
and there isn't-
itself
and
as
it-
a
and it
rotting
can't-
load of rubbish.
It's just a bit of rubbish, so it can't be part of a larger mystery that I can also use as an advantage either.
27, is that a hit or a crit?
21 is AC, so
Wonderful, so
hit.
hit. So Drizella, that is another 18 damage.
How are you doing health wise?
I've been better.
And grapples you as well. And 23 will be another hit.
Yeah, this might be the problem.
Oh,
You're
Another
getting
15
out.
damage.
That's me down.
oh my god!
Drizella is down and in the water, which is a bad way to be.
Yeah, I've been there.
So that's
Well,
dying
Giselle
one.
hasn't had
That's
drowning
come
one?
back from
That's
life.
dying one. Drowning one will increase your dying condition quite quickly.
Oh my
Drowning will
god.
increase your dying condition
Yep.
quite quickly.
Oh my god!
Are you the only one that hasn't used your I'm dead, but I come back?
Mordred,
I haven't
did
used
you-
my coin.
Did you end up
Yeah.
going down?
I might in a
no.
minute.
Cool, just
I've got-
who's wounded.
I've got the wounded condition because I did the
Oh, yeah.
sacrifice thing. Yeah.
Oh, you get wounded from that?
Yeah. I take the damage and I get wounded. It's
Cool.
worthwhile.
Alright, so that is Drizella down. Big B, that is you.
Okay.
Is that not a crit? Is that not the crit fail becomes a crit success? It becomes a 20. That coin.
You got that, but then there's also the one where you actually, like, you die and you come back.
Blessing of the
Blessing of the
I-
Reaper. So I've used mine. I think
Yeah, no.
Mordred's used.
Yeah, I
his.
definitely
Yeah,
have.
I've not
But
used
I
I
mine.
don't
think
think-
everyone's used theirs except Drizella.
Yeah, I was,
Yeah, I
I
need
was
to
like,
hand
I was saying,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
never
think, I don't think you've used yours.
Yeah, so you've got one free.
I thought you used it when. Oh no, because we got it afterwards. Never mind.
Well,
I'm going to move, I guess.
I have
20
options from the dying
5
position
feet
here.
forward. Hopefully that puts me within 100 feet.
Uh,
Something.
you're 100 foot of the furthest one ahead, that one there.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'll-
You also you can shoot
Oh,
beyond
God.
your range. You just take a -2 penalty.
Drizella's got lots of
Oh,
They're
conditions
pretty
now.
easy to hit.
And these things have got pretty low ACs.
Yeah, okay. Well, then I'll take a shot at the one that's grappling Drizella.
Yeah. So so the way range in Pathfinder works is you take a -2 penalty for each increment.
Yeah.
So 101 feet to 200 foot, you take a 2 penalty, and then 201 foot to 400 foot, you take a 4 penalty.
Okay.
And then I think you can't shoot beyond 5 range increments or something.
So it's going to be. Just thinking. One strategic strike. Yeah. So it'll be all 3 of my actions for one bit. That's fine. Okay, so it's going to be a 26.
Crit.
Nice.
10s plus 26. Oh, should I do some decent damage? 14, 23.
So is this the one that's grappling me?
23 for the It looks hurt, but not dying. It's definitely bloodied, but it's not on death's door or anything.
That's me.
That is you. We see the others move closer to Darian and Mordred. They don't seem too interested in Drizella anymore. The one that is grappling Drizella.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's going to go for an attack. I don't think it's going to drop you on me. I think it's probably going to go for an attack. So that is a automatically critical fail on bludgeoning saves because you're dying. So that is that increases your dying condition. Otherwise, it just starts wrapping around you. So that's down 2. Drizella, that's your turn. Death save, please.
I'm going to use my Blessing of the Reaper.
Yep, so that's a crit success. You drop your dying condition by 2. So you are back up.
Mm-hmm.
You are wounded 1.
Mm-hmm.
But you have 1 hit point.
Yep. Okay. Wounded.
This one's up next to us now as well. Oh, this is hell.
1
That's at the
HP.
start of your turn, so you've got 3 actions.
Right.
Right.
Get out of there.
Yeah, how far can I get from there?
In terms of movement,
Yeah.
you're still grappled.
Oh no!
It's not let you go.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh dear. Let's think. I am going to spend 1 action trying to break the grapple.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 24.
24 will do it.
Yes.
Okay. So how far could I move into?
In 2, you can get 50 foot, which would bring you to just alongside Mordred.
Yeah, I'm going to do that
Wonderful.
with my 1 hit point.
This is insane.
Incredible. Mordred, that's back to you. We're also on round 8, so it's been nearly a minute.
A whole
Oh,
minute?
no.
It's been nearly a whole minute, so you can settle that smell is starting to burn in your nostrils again. I'll tell you, a couple more rounds and you're going to have to start making saves for that smell again.
Okay.
Mordred, you're up. There's one tangled mess of thing that is near you.
Alright.
3 of you are quite close together.
So both of you have very low hit points right now.
Yep.
I was going to lay on hands, but I think this calls for something more powerful.
More dramatic.
I'm going to upcast heal to level 2.
Whoa!
And then I'm going to heal you both.
What?
Oh, sorry. Upcast to level 2 because it's my signature spell. And then 3 action.
Cool, reaction heal.
6. Does that add the 16 as well? I never remember. Or is that just for the 2 action that you add the 16? Because it doesn't say
No,
it.
so it's just for the 2 action.
Yeah,
The
that's
two
what I
actions
thought.
plus
I was
that
just
eight.
checking.
This
Okay,
one's
you all get 8 hit points. You both get 8 hit points. That's not great.
8.
8. I rolled quite low. I'm not a primary healer. That's not my thing.
That's not even good for an attack.
Yeah. Oh, it might.
I'm
It depends what
sorry.
the
I
attack
tried.
is.
Mordred, you also get those 8 hit points.
I do get those 8 hit points, and then I get 3 at the end of it.
Drizella looks like 800% better.
That's true, it's a good way to put it. It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's-
It's hard to
Mordred,
tell.
arm reaching out,
To be fair,
raven feathers lifting in the air.
as she ran
not
along the
much.
rocks, you think that maybe she
I
left
used
part
to
of
be
a
able to
limb
do
behind.
so much better.
Ugh,
Just sort of sliming like a snail.
that's pretty gross.
Yeah,
I like it.
she is pretty gross.
Alright, Darian, that
Used
is
to be a
you.
healer.
Same
We'll go and
situation.
took my healing.
3 of you are quite close together. Monster is on you. Nobody has a lot of hit points.
Mordred will say, "You two get out of here. I'll hold it."
I'm just gonna be like,
Mordred.
this is fucking stupid, and I'm gonna attack do the same thing again.
Get out of here!
How bloody do the two nearest look?
This one looks like it's taken little to no damage. The other one looks like it's also taken little to no damage. These two look quite messed up.
And we
But
feel
these
like
two-
they're immune to the mental condition. Is that what we're
Yes.
thinking?
Seems to be.
And the double damage.
Okay.
I will remind you again, opportunity attacks don't exist in Pathfinder.
Yes.
Run.
You're low or you're low?
We're both like that. Run.
I'm not super low. Just go. Just go.
I am gonna
Stop
run.
wasting time healing each other and staying still. And just fucking run.
If we all stand still and hold hands, we can heal together.
Yeah, but I had to get these two back up. They're on death's door. I can
Yeah,
take a
that's
few
fine.
hits.
That should have
I
done
don't-
more than 15. Like, the
Yeah, I
heal
still
should have
think
done
you
more.
probably should.
It's insane that a level 2 heal with 3 actions only does 2d8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna cast
See if you do
invisibility on
one
you.
target.
Yeah.
Invisibility on me.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna use my last action to run.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
Thank you.
Drizella becomes
Drizella's never been invisible.
invisible.
I'm not sure she understands
No,
invisible.
she has, because we at the Beast King's Ball, when we passed through that section that we
Yeah,
had
she
to
wasn't
start.
any good at invisible.
I just don't want you to get
That went wrong. The whole
At
Beast
least you
King.
can
Then
take
nothing
a
good
minute.
happened at
Yeah.
the Beast King's
I
ball.
can take 2 hits at the moment. Then I'm dead.
Oh God, no!
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 You don't know that. It's fine. It's fine. I'm good.
It's this.
Big B, you see another one crawls along the rocks, getting closer and closer. Big B, that's you.
Which
End
one's the one
this
that's
for me.
closest to Mordred?
Yep.
I will make another. What's the name?
Go for it. That's in your range increment, so no
Strategic thing.
penalty.
Are we gonna wrap up?
That's going to be a
Yeah.
25.
Should I?
That
Do you think 10
half
minutes?
will wrap up. Yeah, 10
Yeah,
minutes.
25 to hit.
25 is a crit.
Cool. 23.
23 damage. Awesome.
Then I'll just make another regular attack. That's going to be 27.
Crit.
Sweet. And that's 11.
11. Again, firing the arrows into this thing, it looks like it's dealing damage, but these things don't feel pain. Alright. The next couple are going to move. That one has enough to make one attack. Can the two of you make a d20 roll to see who gets lower, to see who gets hit?
Well, can they even
Or
see
who's gonna
it?
get targeted?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you're invisible.
It'll
so yeah,
hit me.
so it's going to go for Mordred.
This was the plan.
It's
sorry, Mordred, but this was the plan. Because you'd go
It's
down.
fine. I'll be fine. You go.
Roll low, don't hit it.
Is that a crit?
That's a 20 on the dice.
Oh,
That's a
fuck.
natural 20. That's a
Oh.
critical hit.
Can
Look at me,
I?
Holy
No,
Jesus.
I'm fucking. I'm using my last focus for that. Genie's Veil. Concealed.
Concealed, so that's...
As you puff into.
So if this hits, it's going to deal 34 damage.
Which I'll be up.
Oh, you'll still be up. Alright,
Yeah.
not too high stakes then.
Still high stakes.
That does succeed on the genie's thing, so that does
So you
make...
just pop
no,
into confetti.
sorry.
It beats it.
The creature succeeds.
Oh.
So as the disappearing, it's still get lashed by tentacles, so that's 34. How
Oh.
much does that leave you with?
1 hit
Are you
point.
grappled?
1 hit point. Doesn't have the action economy to grapple.
Thank fuck.
The other one,
out of
The
however.
other one, however,
Oh,
which is this
no.
one right here, has 3 full turns.
Oh jeez.
3 full actions, I mean to say. So, first action, strike.
I should have been able to weather more than 1 hit. It crit though.
27.
Hits.
That is more than 1 damage.
And I have no
That's
reason.
16 damage. So that is Mordred dying.
I hate you.
That's
Dying
fair enough.
2.
Dying
Thank
2.
you very much. That is correct. Dying 2
Sorry.
because you were wounded 1.
Thank you, Darian.
Its second attack, it's going to grab.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
god! Can you stop?
I'm sorry.
No,
They
you're
have-
not.
They have an attack back. I
You're
feel
lovely.
terrible. I'm really sorry. It's just awful.
He's
No.
Calmorn, and now you're dead.
Alright, so that...
And now you've
Mordred,
fucked
you're
off
the
Morgana. Morgana can't just bring you back again.
You've got so many... Look at how many status conditions you've got currently. Just so many.
Are some of those my curse?
Nope, I'm not even counting this.
It's fine. I'll be fine.
So it hits, it grabs you, it's then going to constrict. So that's dying 3.
If you get healing, do you pop back up?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I've got fast healing active. It's fine.
So dying is less of a, dying 3, as long as you don't get to dying 4, you're okay.
Mordred dies again in this session. I swear to God.
Is the other one
Don't
coming
you
out?
dare. Don't you dare.
The other one, the other one does not have the movement speed.
Thank you.
Correct
close.
response.
Correct response if you value your continued existence.
It gets close though. All right, Drizella, you were there. You're invisible. You see, Mordred goes down.
In the action economy, in the initiative, after Drizella, it's me, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. You don't have to waste heals. Oh no, I'm grappled. I'll pop back
You'll
up.
pop back up. Is fast healing start of turn, end of turn?
Start of turn.
Cool. So you'll pop back up at the start of your turn.
Okay.
So,
Is
You
there
still grapple if you're.
so? Is there anything that Drizella would know about these things that would make it release Mordred, given that it can't see her?
Yeah, you can do a recall knowledge check. That's going to be occultism is the required
Oh,
skill.
Jesus Christ! In other words, no, she's not gonna.
They're oozes. You've got ooze law, don't you?
Oh, I do have
You
ooze
can
law.
use ooze law.
That 24
24,
Yeah.
is that with ooze law?
with ooze law.
That is a success. You know that they will release them if they take a certain amount of damage.
Yes,
Okay, the amount of damage is 30.
right.
You also know that they will.
27 or 28. Like every
You also know that you can pull Mordred out of them.
Yeah.
With the same check as it would be to escape. So you can just pull Mordred out there if you get the high enough athletics or acrobatics.
Okay,
And if you kill them, they'll let him go as well.
right. I am going to use an action to try and pull Mordred out. Wait, in
Let's
advance.
see if it fails.
I've got one.
Yeah, okay.
I've got one if I need one. I have. So that's 24.
That is enough to do it.
Right. So, ungrapple Mordred.
Mordred is no longer grabbed.
Can I run with Mordred?
You'll be at half speed, but you can.
Can I just inquire about something? You said the DC you have to beat for the grapple was whatever they rolled to attack.
Right.
But that was
You
one
wouldn't be able
action.
to grapple me because mine's 25.
Yours is 25, but if you're down, you're prone, and it has bonuses. So, and also, it's not the attack; it's its athletics check to
Okay.
grapple you.
Never mind.
You're right. Yeah, so it makes 2 contacts. It makes an
Oh.
attack, and then it makes a weapon.
It's alright, I'll be up. Just, I'm out.
So
I'm
you
up
can move
next
to
turn.
half speed. So that's
I'll be
one.
up.
You're after me.
So that's recall knowledge,
go.
grab.
Just
So
go.
you've got one more stride action.
I'll
Also, you've
go.
got one more action. You can do 25 without Mordred or 10
Just-
with Mordred.
Go. Just go.
Does your healing take an action?
It's automatic.
It's
my
automatic.
class.
25.
25.
I would
You
know
get
that.
Up there with Darian.
You've seen Mordred just pop back up. When...
Right.
Yeah.
That brings us to Mordred. Mordred, you gain 3 hit points.
Yes, I do.
You're on 3
Woo!
hit points.
Woo!
Your wounded condition goes up to 2, but you're no longer dying.
Okay. Mordred says, "Why can't you just leave us alone?" And then he just runs
Nice.
up next to Bigby.
Awesome. So so 1 action to stand because you have to be prone, and then but 2 does still get you next to it because you got 50.
Yeah.
All right. Darian, that's you.
Yeah, I wish to cast Flourishing Flora in the middle of them.
Mhm.
As roots start coming out, they.
Wisdom saves. Will saves.
It's a basic reflex.
Basically, reflex.
If they fail, they're prone.
So I've got 17, a 17, a 17, and a 21.
They all fail, so they're all prone.
Awesome.
Nice.
And I'm going to use my last action to run, but they also take 6 bludgeoning damage. Oh, sorry, no, they didn't crit fail, did they?
No.
So they're not prone.
Cool. They all become prone. as you see them all just kind of rolling over the floor, unable to move themselves effectively. Incredibly good move. And then do you have movement?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Cool, so 25 gets you to the stairs. Alright. Action to end prone. It's then got 30 foot of movement.
Oh, you're.
Brings it in range of Drizella, but it doesn't have the action to come in attack on this turn. Bigby, that's you. I'm sensing a hostility from the other end of the table.
Is Giselle still invisible or no?
Yeah, Drizella's still invisible, I think.
She'll probably be fine.
She's probably going to be. You just all going to stand on the stairs.
Okay, for one.
She's
for-
fine.
Fine.
We can see body parts
So
just
we-
oozing off the
I
rocks.
wasn't able to actually find a spell that does what I wanted the blowing thing to do, but ideally I would have liked it to be like the force, like knock people over thing. Will you allow me to basically do that, to like run up next to Drizella and try to blow this thing
Yeah,
off
so
her?
mechanically you can try to shove and we'll flavor it as well.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
That's athletics.
Oh, it's about my fix. It's great, but that's fine. We're going to do that. And that's shit.
You want it?
Yes. That's better. That's going to be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Let him huff and puff and blow it away.
You huff and you puff, but it does not move. I'm afraid.
If you went.
If you end up grappled,
I'm booking it back. I've still got
Fine.
one more action.
And you run back.
okay, bye.
Run forward.
Shit!
Back again. Alright. This one is going to stand up from prone.
Excellent turn.
15 foot movement also doesn't get it to Drizella.
Yes.
This one stands up from prone. 30 foot movement also doesn't get it to Drizella.
I mean, Giselle's still concealed.
Oh yeah, but they're moving towards you all along the
Yeah,
wall,
yeah, yeah.
so they'll bump into Drizella. They won't know to attack her, but like,
They
Yeah,
can
yeah.
try.
yeah.
Or
They
but
can
they're not
try.
dumb
It's
enough.
a, it's a DC 15. Yeah, no, it'll just be they'll bump into her and know she's there. That one moves to there. Ends prone. Alright, you've got them all bottlenecked at the moment. They're nice and slow. That one you hit with that attack is still bleeding.
Good.
It still has not passed its recovery check.
Nice.
Crazy.
There's just one with like little bits
Just oil
of
oozing out.
oil and bits just
Alright.
dripping at the back.
Mordred,
there.
that's you.
Just
I'm just gonna run to the door.
Mhm.
I'm gonna run to the door.
You run to the door, you head inside.
No.
No, you're standing at the door.
Open the door for us.
Can I open the door?
Yeah, big, massive church door. Gives an athletics check to get it open. It's not a high DC.
Watch you get sucked through this fucking
Uh,
door.
31.
You
There's more of these things on the other
open the door.
It's a cupboard full of rubbish.
Just like
Just full of
It's the cupboard under
You
the
see a giant
stairs.
one that's 20 foot tall.
It's the cupboard
Um,
under the stairs. Oh god.
You see
It's
the
actually
building
owned
is
by the
like
Hubbard.
slanted
Giant-
down, half flooded, but pristine.
This is for breaking
no rubbish in here. It looks very safe.
Yeah, it's just like
You
where
see on
she
the
puts
far
all
wall
the
the
exposed.
shield
Like
of the
it's
mother and the father.
Nice.
I was going to say this is all her rotten prepping stuff.
You see,
I just throw it
Yeah,
out
it's
after
not
6
her
months.
dress turning into the great river and the grim ocean by the look of it. The father, his very shoulders forming, the mountains, the trees. and
This
beasts
confirms
flowing.
my Nimue was an avatar of the mother, and the mother
And Darian, that's you.
We've just
Are you
decided
literally
that
just
there's
looking at the
no panic whether you
frescoes?
agree or not. That this is where old mother dumps all her like.
This is where the old apples are dumped.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what has caused this to happen.
Yeah,
That's
basically,
it.
every 6 months she empties the cellar
into
down-
this ocean. Yeah.
down this hole,
Hello.
and there's a whole load of it. It's an intoxicated rubbish dump.
Darian, you
Like,
hang
well,
in.
there might
Yeah,
be
I'm
some
just
creatures
sprinting to
that
the door.
give the occasional
Darian in the
bite.
door, safe.
Not this.
You're inside.
There'll be a whole army of creatures that will kill your entire body.
Bigby,
No.
one can
Oh.
get close enough to take an attack on you.
Oh no!
I swear to God.
I died if I was waiting for you.
21.
I know that misses.
Wonderful. Bigby, that's your turn.
Get out of
What
there.
are you doing, Mordred? Why are you still?
Because I'm holding the door in case
No, I
someone
mean, sorry.
goes down.
And Drizella just hasn't had the turn yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Just get out of
So
there.
Drizella's
I had
after
a turn
Big
off
B!
Drizella. Drizella hasn't moved since I did my move up to her and tried to blow the thing away.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
missed a turn.
Oh, sorry, Drizella has missed the turn. Drizella, your turn.
Are you running?
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm going to fight.
Yes.
Cool. Drizella, you run
With
to
my
the door.
9 hit points. Yeah, I'm running up there.
Awesome. And Bigby.
Okay, now I'm running.
Wonderful. You all get behind the door, slamming it behind you. Well done. That
That's
was
the
incredible.
closest we fought Morgana, and we got more fucked by this.
It's because of the mental
No.
shit, right? Like,
I
All
took-
because of the mental stuff, and also because you kind of started the fight. Like, all right, we're going to stand here, we're going to fight these things instead of running.
yeah,
I
when
took
we realised there was more
no
than one of them,
damage
we're like, oh,
at
fuck.
the ball. And I took no damage against the Beast
To
King.
be fair,
I have taken 2 lots of damage from fucking random...
That fight lasted a minute. That was 10 rounds of combat.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
lot.
impressive.
Yeah.
wow.
I think that's probably like the
That's the longest
best
combat.
balance
Probably could've
encounter
lasted
that
2.
we've because
Yeah,
it was
that was
on edge the whole
awesome.
time.
That was really good.
That was really
Like we
fun.
might have been able to
I hope
leverage
you know
people
I am
out,
joking.
be
Yeah,
able to,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
It's
yeah,
expand
fun.
on
It's good fun.
No, it was good.
We will leave
You
it there
are-
tonight, 'cause
you
we're
are
half past.
Grappled.
I think we need to find more of those potions of expeditious retreats.
Just
Make sure we've
get
all got one each next time.
That, to be fair,
that instantly got me out of there.
That
you guys was gone.
Yeah, the
that
grapple was
grapple
pretty
was
It
brutal.
was.
So you're now